Do countdown from 100. 190.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're live. It doesn't matter. Forget it. Hi everybody. Welcome to Psycon live stream. It is Thursday. Hump day is over. That was yesterday, Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Nearly the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. So that is good. Today we have Aaron from Lego Masters USA Series 1. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Incredibly busy these days, but with all good things, you know, a lot of which are Lego related. So life is good. Life is great.
That's awesome. That sounds good. And as usual, we have my friend Greg from London Bridge Bricks.
Hey, Side, how you doing?
Perfect. Thanks very much. Sweltering, so warm in here. And it's terrible. And we have Chris Bricking It. How are you doing, dude?
Yeah, good man, you?
Not bad. Thanks very much. We have Darren Solo Brick Builder. How's it going? Hi, Darren.
Hello. Yes. Hello. I'm here. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Fresh out of the shower. So yeah, all good now.
Good. And Thomas Tech Productions. How are you?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the usual. We will we unfortunately only have Aaron for half an hour, guys, so we're going to bombard him with questions. And first of all, what we'll do is tell us about you, your website, your blog, your YouTube channel, and your Instagram. So it's over to you.
Yeah, so you all, I hope have been watching Lego Masters US as it's been running in the UK. I'm Aaron. I was one of the contestants on Lego Masters. But beyond that, I am also a full-time Lego building artist and teacher. So basically what that means is my 9-to-5 job, I'm self-employed and I build Lego models for people for money, which is pretty cool. So all of my work, if you're interested in finding it, is on aaronbrickdesigner.com. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube at Aaron Brick Designer. Yeah, I've been building with Lego my whole life, never stopped, and now I do it for my living, which is living the dream, really.
That is awesome.
That is pretty awesome. And we let everybody know as well that the links for Aaron's various different things are in the description below. I went to all the trouble of looking at all of them, so they're all there. And he's got a lot of stuff, some really cool things going on there. What I'll do as well is I'm going to say hello to people in the chat. So we have Abby, the Brick Squirrel, who was here earlier on, Nicoletta, Lego, Danny Bob, hey Danny, Slippery Bricks, Lorraine Fox O'Connor, Barefoot on Bricks, Tricky Bricks, Flynn will be here soon enough, Fooling with Bricks, Mark, London Bridge Bricks saying hello to everybody. We have as well Mitty Bricks, we have B. Hey B, how's it going? New to the channel, haven't seen you before, nice to see you. We have Mark with a little donation, £2. Hey aside panel and welcome Aaron, and he wants the little dance that I do sometimes, so woo! Woo! And we have Matthew Builds Bricks as well. How are you doing, dude? That is good to see you. So, okay, we will get on to the show. Now, we know that season 2 is on at the moment, and another friend to all of our channels, Moto, is on.
Love Moto. Love him.
What a guy.
Yes.
But tell me about your experience from episode 1 when you walked in there and your head was blown to what happened this week.
Okay, well, obviously, you know, walking into the build room for the first time, it's an extraordinary experience being in a place with so much Lego and surrounded by so many Lego-loving people. And, you know, it was really fun watching the season premiere of Season 2 Lego Masters, which just aired last night here in the States. 2 nights ago, I should say. Seeing that same wonder on everyone's face, you know, the feeling of being there is really intoxicating and amazing. So obviously, Christian and I started things off strong, won ourselves the golden brick in the first episode, and I'm grateful to that. For a few reasons. One, of course, is that it, you know, allowed us to use the golden brick and save ourselves from judgment one time. But also, it really put us on the map early in the show. I mean, I think from the beginning, people knew that we were a team to watch, a team who, you know, was a team of interest. And fortunately, I mean, you know, you've seen the show. There's a lot of teams, so we were able to get a good amount of screen time as a result of having an early victory there, I guess, which I'm very grateful for. Anywho, the experience of the show was incredible. Like I said, probably the best part, aside from making that Lego Masters family connection, was building and building, making a huge mess, and having somebody else have to clean it up for you. That was pretty nice. so much gratitude to our challenge team for always keeping the bricks as stocked as they could and sorting things. I mean, it is thankless work, so I always like to thank them when I can for that, because they had really tight turnarounds. I mean, think about something like, the standard Technic friction pin, right? A universal Lego part that adult builders like us use like it's water. And when you get 20 people like that using those bricks at that level, they run out very quickly. So pretty much every week, the challenge team had to take things apart for us and basically restock the Technic pigs. I actually was told they bought the Liebherr excavator set and basically scrapped it instantly just to get more Technic pins, which is a criminal abuse of that set, but it had to happen for TV. So anyway, I'm really proud of the work that Christian and I did on the show as well. Obviously, we had some, challenge winning and top 2 builds, but also builds that really pushed us to build things we never would have done before, like the cut in half challenge, which is maybe my favorite build that we did was the cut in half challenge, or the bridge building challenge, where we got hundreds of pounds of weight, which I don't know what that is in kilograms for all of you out there, but a lot of weight on the bridge. And then, of course, there was the Mega City collapse, which you've all probably seen at this point. One of the most dramatic moments of the show, needless to say. I'll never stop hearing myself screaming no from that. But it's very memeable, I must say. But that moment in particular was very special to us, not just because it was so visible and dramatic, but also, more importantly, because that was for me, the important thing about that moment is it was a really great opportunity to demonstrate positive vulnerability and passion, and have that be a good example for especially a lot of younger fans who, maybe they're building a Lego creation and it crashes down, because that happens, and it can be very discouraging, but to be able to have, to show that it's okay to cry about something you care about, and then to have shown that it's possible to build it back up again better than before. That's a really special message that I think we were able to impart by example to some of our younger fans who are obviously, the most special ones of all.
Greg, you had a question. Do you want to go in depth on the question you had earlier on in the green room?
So interestingly, so there's this new set that's come out this week. Called the Daily Bugle, and you guys kind of a little bit on the, how can I say it? And like you said, he put you on the map for for getting out there, and probably, in my opinion, the most memorable scene out of the whole season 1. Because it was an epic moment. So I kind of wonder, one, how would you have built it differently? And secondly, what's your opinion on the Daily Bugle? And would you have changed anything about it?
Oh, great questions. So the thing is, I built that skyscraper very much like the Daily Bugle, or like a modular building, in that the stories were, by design, somewhat loosely attached to one another. Obviously, big mistake in the end when we had to move it. The reason I did that, though, it wasn't just thoughtless, it wasn't careless. I focused on designing the structure first, because I wanted to make sure we'd have the height, the profile, the silhouette we wanted to get. But then afterwards, I mean, if you recall, Mel and Jermaine got kind of blasted by Jamie for not having anything in the building. I certainly didn't want that to happen with these huge windows. So I knew I would have to go back in later and add all the details. So I purposefully left the build like layered for myself to go back in and put stuff in there. Clearly, I maybe could have made it with some more Technic support going up the middle, but the troubling, not the troubling thing, the tricky thing about that build, with the shape we were getting and with the clarity we got, there wasn't really any better way to add stability there, especially with the windows. So basically, the whole building was built along the spine, which was where the elevator went. But then the rest of the floors were all at varying distances out from that spine, going from wider at the base to narrower at the top. So I couldn't have necessarily tied all those together very well in a way that would have had that same strength as the back spine. But I do wish now, of course, that I'd added some Technic support to that back spine. Or done what Christian and I did at the end of the challenge after the twist, which is just bring it over in sections. That would have made way more sense. Anywho, So that would have been the thing I would have changed. In regards to the Daily Bugle, I think it's a really cool looking set. Not necessarily a set I plan to pick up. It's got a lot of repetitious pieces and building and things like that. And if I need, 10,000 1x2x2 windows, I'll just order them on Bricklink. But the characters are very cool. I think it's a really impressive showpiece, and I'm happy that Lego did it. That's what I think about the set, I guess.
Yeah, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my heart sank when your skyscraper toppled, because I watched it with my wife, and we were like, no, my God. But what I thought was quite funny was Mel kind of ribbing you guys all the time. Oh yeah, you feel comfortable with your golden brick and stuff like that. It was funny. I mean, you guys all got on so well.
We did.
Flynn from Tricky Bricks told us, because he was on been on here before, and he was telling us that like it was like a real good family bond. Someone's shouting at Chris, I think. Especially when you guys, like producers, were kind of trying to make people into the baddies. Right.
I think we had a really family dynamic across our whole cast, which I'm super grateful for. Like I said, the number one best thing from the show was meeting all those people and making those connections. But yeah, it is funny because the producers, their job is to create the drama, to sow the seeds of disruption, to make people say things about each other that they can get a good zinger out of. But no, none of us really wanted to do that to each other because we all liked each other and respected each other's work. Obviously, Mel and Jermaine are great trash talkers, but all of that stuff was meant in really good fun. And it's like this. I think they also said in the first challenge about Mark and Boone when their roller coaster didn't work. I mean, everyone wanted to beat everybody else. Of course, you all want to win, but you want to beat people at their best. You want to. We always wanted to lift up everybody else's work, and it's a great pleasure to succeed and to win a challenge, but you want to do it when everyone else is putting their best foot forward too. Otherwise, what's the point? You want to be the best Lego builder under the best circumstances and the worst circumstances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have a question from Knights Glenn. He says, Aaron, which contestants did you create long-lasting friendships with? Yeah, well, all of them. We still all, we have an Instagram group message. We have a Facebook group. Actually, Corey is his wife is in labor right now, so we're all getting the updates on that, which is super exciting. But obviously my friend Christian, he and I have only gotten closer as a result of being on Lego Masters together. I'm really close with Richard and Flynn, Jessica, Tyler and I have worked together a bunch. I'm in pretty regular contact with Mark, Boone. I mean, everybody. We all stay in touch with each other. And it's so great to get to see everyone else succeeding in their own ways after the show and taking the exposure and the platform of Lego Masters in so many different directions, which is we've had Mel on, we've had Manny on, we've had Flynn on. Boone is coming on soon, and it is brilliant that they've taken the opportunity after the show to go and do various different things, from charities to set up businesses and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's admirable, to be honest. Mark has a question. If you could have taken one drawer of pieces home from the show, what would you have picked?
I've never been asked this question. That's a really good question.
Well done.
I think if I wanted to make everyone else's lives harder, I would have taken the drawer with the ball joints in them, but I wouldn't do that to everybody. I think if I could just to have them, I honestly would probably just go for the 2x4 brick, because I can always use more of that, or 1x4 snot bricks, because those are super useful if I'm doing a big project and being able to clad it. I never have enough of those, so probably that. Now that I think about it, that'd be the brick I could never get enough of.
Well, that's pretty cool. Cabbage is one of our jokers. He's a really cool guy. He's a nice guy. He says, is it true that all talented, handsome, and incredible people are called Aaron from Aaron? AKA Cabbage Face?
I would say those are your words, not mine.
I have another one from Knights Glenn, who says, Aaron, did you get breaks during the 15-hour builds and such? If not, how did you go to the toilet?
Great question. This is one we're asked a bunch. Yes, the build 15 hours, for instance, was broken up into shorter chunks. And the reason for that was not because production was trying to be nice to us and give us toilet breaks. It has much more to do with the fact that all the camera people and the showrunners and things like that they're unionized, so they're not going to work for more than 5 hours at a time. They have structured breaks. They're going to get a lunch. They're going to get they're going to get breaks. So if they get breaks, we got breaks. And usually the 15 hours of building was filmed over the course of 2 to 3 days, actually, in about 5 to 6 hour chunks. Usually not more than that. So there was plenty of time to use the restroom and eat in between. Yeah.
That's cool. Who wants to talk? Was that you, Greg?
Oh, sorry, it was only me. Just leading on from that, Aaron. Does that mean though you would say for example, you did it over 3 days?
Yeah.
15 hours worth of filming. Would you then say at the end of day one, reconsider what you're doing? You guys get together, you kind of think to yourself, and you kind of readjust. Yeah,
there was many a build. I mean, here's the tricky part. We obviously most of the time we would start. Well, actually, all the time we would start a project or a challenge the same day that we found out what the challenge was. Right? They would tell us what the challenge was. Sometimes they would actually announce the challenge right before lunch, and then we'd have lunch, and then we'd start building. If that ever happened, they would actually physically separate the two halves of a partnership and forbid anyone to talk, so that you couldn't get any of the planning and stuff done outside of hours. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But they have to be very, very particular with these things to make sure that the competition is fair. Then people aren't getting a different amount of time to work and plan than each other. And also they want to get that planning process on camera because that's part of the dynamic part of the show. So all that to say, yes, there were times when there was like a nighttime between, one half of a challenge and the other. You might start something, think it over, realize, oh my gosh, I've made a terrible mistake, and have to go back and rework it the next day. There were many nights during the filming when I would be either up until midnight or 2, or wake up at 4 because I just couldn't stop thinking about Lego, and just have to keep sketching things out and planning and things like that. That was kind of a nice thing. Or for instance, in the infamous storybook challenge, right, we had to build horses. I hadn't done a lot of research on horses, so I ended up being able to look at some Google images over the nighttime between, just to make sure I knew what a horse looked like correctly. That was a nice fact of the way the challenge worked, is that you did get some time to be away and think, even if you couldn't be building as you were thinking. That was nice.
No, that's good. That's good.
And we have another question from Knights Glen. He says, how genuine is Will Arnett? He feels like he's completely like that in real life.
He is. Will, it was, I was pleasantly surprised and impressed with how down to earth and personable and warm he really is in real life. The thing that you don't get to see is all the jokes that he made that are not family appropriate and will not get on the show in 1,000 years. He's super funny, but guys going a mile a minute with the zingers, and some of them were a little raunchy, and that was fun for us, but obviously not going to make it to past the cutting room floor there.
Because it makes you feel relaxed, at least, if he's like doing
exactly. He had a way of really making us feel at ease. I definitely, the first time I met him, I was like, oh my God, it's Will Arnett. And then pretty much right afterwards, it was just like talking to a person. I mean, he and also all the other guest stars that come onto the show were very just approachable and nice. It was great. I mean, I used to work at a theater in Los Angeles, so I met plenty of famous people. They are not all like that. So we got very lucky to have some really genuine.
I was gonna say, for them to nail that on the head first season is really, really fortunate, because no one knows what you're getting themselves into. The celebrities coming on, the host Will, and you guys as well. So that could be really, really off-putting if that went the other way.
Absolutely.
And hello, Flynn.
I just want to introduce everybody to Flynn from Tricky Break. Hey. Look,
friends.
Aaron, it's your friend.
Hey,
Ahoy, hoy! Good to see you,
Ahoy.
my friend.
I apologize. I'm actually at work today, so I'm not in my normal space. I'm on my phone. I'm not kidding. I had to go and build a phone stand out of Duplo so that I could get the phone not pointing up my nose. So yeah. Hi.
Hey. Hello. How are you?
Good. Just you know, I'm teaching these classes, so I'm trying to get some things in order, building some of these little wave machine things.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so
Love it.
I'm going to
It
be
makes me think of
teaching.
makes me think of the dragons from this past week's Lego Masters.
Indeed. So yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm just trying to get a few of these worked up so that the kids will have something to build. So yeah.
Awesome. And we'll get through more of these questions from our awesome chat people. So Paul Barefoot and Brick says, Aaron, do you have a favorite team and set are you most looking forward to? So maybe what set are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, favorite theme is Lego Lord of the Rings. They are all in display cases up here. So those I love. Set I'm most looking forward to is probably, honestly, the Ironmonger Mayhem, because I'm finally going to get a Mark III Iron Man. It's only been since 2008, you know? So I'm really excited for that one. And also for some of the new Star Wars sets that, you know, the rumors are out there. I guess I won't talk about them, but rumors are out there, and some of those look pretty exciting as well. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thank you for that one. We have Lego Danny Bob. So interesting about the behind the scenes of the show. Aaron, do you have any Lego ideas submissions? Good question. I saw the Lost Boys set you made and it looks so fun.
Thank you for that. It is very fun, and I really enjoyed designing that model. I do not currently have any active Lego Ideas projects. However, in the past, I have submitted projects that have gotten to the 10,000 vote marker and then been declined. The reason a lot of my work is not on Lego Ideas is because there's a term in the Lego Ideas service agreement where you cannot put anything on there that has been monetized. And most of the things that I build are for money, so they're no longer eligible to be on Lego Ideas, unfortunately.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. You can't sell anything related to the idea. You can't have made money on it. There's all this stuff. So sadly, something like the Lost Boys idea, which was designed as a custom gift for somebody, is not eligible for the site.
I mean, I'll ask Flynn and yourself this. Would you guys consider submitting something to Lego Ideas? Because you're both extremely talented people. And I mean, like, you both have partners in the Lego world. You could both, like, submit something. And I don't know, what do you guys think?
The right project, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fortunate and unfortunate enough to be fully booked with paid work through October. So the likelihood of me having time to do a Lego Ideas project in the near future is very low. But if something, the right thing came up, that was something I just built for myself for fun that I didn't have a way to, you know, have be part of my business, sure, maybe, why not? I would love to have another idea on there, but it's not something that's currently in the cards for me, I would say.
Yeah, for me, the stuff that we usually build is so either small and personal or really large and complicated. So finding something that would fit that Lego Ideas, you know, sweet spot. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't remember or think about when they're thinking about submitting something to Ideas, is that there is a sweet spot. Like there is a certain type of thing that they go for and a certain type of thing that they don't go for. And just because you post something that is pop culturally popular and it suddenly gets a ton of votes all at once doesn't necessarily translate into getting made into a set.
Absolutely.
And I also think, and at least I found this, well, before Lego Masters and also afterwards, is like, if you make something cool and put it out there, everybody's first go-to is, oh, you should put that on Ideas. Oh, you should do this on Ideas. And I don't think they like really think about what that means. And also too, and I know this from talking with Jake Sadovich and with Holly, it is a lot of work. And like, yes, if you are lucky enough to tap into a pop culture thing that people really dig and they're going to automatically go out and get those votes in for whatever that thing is great. But if you're doing something like The Ship in the Bottle or Holly's Coraline House or something that's maybe not like 100% in the front of people's pop culture brains, you have to do a lot of work to get that out there. You have to hustle. Like you are constantly like reminding people, like if you really want to get to those votes and like talking to people. And unless you're somebody with a massive following, that you can say, hey, go vote for my thing. It's a lot harder to get something to 10,000 votes, I think, than it may seem.
And the other factor there too is most recent review, we had 57 projects that got to 10,000 supporters. Of those, probably one, maybe two is going to be picked and made into an actual product. So for me, I mean, frankly, the odds are daunting. All the work is not necessarily worth it, you know, at this point in my building life, at least. Yeah. We'll see. One day, who knows? But
who knows? Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'd definitely buy whatever you make. Just put minifigures in it because I love minifigures.
Me too. Love minifigures.
I'll make something for you, Si.
Oh, I like that one.
And then you don't have to buy it on Ideas. I'll just make you something with minifigures. I'll just take a base plate and stick some minifigures on it and send it your way.
And I'll buy it from you.
And it'll take 4 weeks to build it on the backlog.
There you go.
I built something last night.
Milk it, baby, milk it.
I completed the build last night. Okay, it was a 4+ Disney Mickey Mouse set, but I completed it. I did well.
We did really well last night, Si.
Really well.
Oh, you built the Everyone is Awesome
Beautiful.
set. Very cool.
Yeah, Greg, and I couldn't get it because we don't have a Lego store in Ireland, and it would take too long to come. I'll get it eventually, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't build it with Greg last night, so I got
Really
a 4+.
cool
Yeah,
It's an amazing set.
I ordered mine. It's on the way.
I like Si's one because it kind of reminds me of a banana protector that you can buy from IKEA.
Ooh.
There we go.
You're the only person in this on this panel, Greg, that notices the banana protector when they go to
It's creativity, I'm afraid, Thomas. You've even got it on your name.
Check up on your
big and you're there like, oh, this banana protector is cool.
I was like, I was doing those since I was in school. So let's get on with some of the questions because I know Aaron has to go soon. Scott Davis has a question. Hi, Aaron. What's the one minifig you don't have but want to get? Your white whale, so to speak.
Captain Rex, Phase 2. Easy question. Easy answer.
That is pretty cool. And I accidentally skipped over Joel. Joel says, Aaron, do you think the teams that know and build with each other have a huge advantage coming into the competition? Did you know Chris before Lego Masters?
Great question. I would say no distinct advantage if it's the right partnership, or the wrong partnership is much more important than the amount of time people have built together. Okay. Think about Sam and Jessica, who had not really worked together at all before the show and got to the final. Compare that Mark and Boone, who have built together a bunch, have known each other for many years. They also get to the final. Tyler and Amy, very intimately connected to each other. They're married, but Amy did not have as much Lego building experience before the
Spoiler
show.
alert.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Oh, gosh. Sorry, UK. I didn't forget you heard all of that. Well,
Wow,
I thought you just seen the episode where we got eliminated.
Yeah, but we don't know anything else. It's fine. Like, I mean, it was on 12 months. It was on 12 months ago, so
I'm gonna.
The worst, Aaron. The worst.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: if you just saw the episode where I got eliminated, that just aired, you know who's in the final. I'm sorry, but it's anyway.
I think they're just giving you the business, Aaron.
Yeah.
My wife always gives out to me on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday because I always know who the guest is going to be, and I keep telling her, and she's like, "Now I know who went, and now I know who's going to go tomorrow."
Oh no, yeah. Well,
I'm only joking anyway.
To answer the second part of the question, Christian and I had not built very much together, basically at all together before the show. We knew each other through the Lego community, but we had never collaborated on anything. Pretty much our first build together was the Golden Brick winning Spaceland. So we got very lucky to have found the right partnership and to have that great connection and that great synergy from the bat.
I have one of my own questions because I know you're going to go soon. Okay, we saw a few times somebody would say, "Hey, I'm going to build this." Well, we think they're whispering, "Hey, I'm going to build a baby. Hey, I'm going to build this," and then someone else builds the same thing. Yeah. Were you guys able to overheat? Not you and not Flynn, but in general, were people able to overheat?
Generally, no. Generally, you can't hear people over the sound of bricks. They're across a big room from each other. What will happen is the producer on the floor will come up to you and say, "Hey, Mark and Boone just said this. What is your reaction to that? You know what I mean? But, but there were a few
actually had that moment during the Mega City build. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Richard
I was about
and
to mention that.
Aaron and Christian and Boone and Mark all had the same idea of what to do, and I mean, to me personally, I thought it really spoke to the comradeship between all of us as builders, that we kind of like all got together and we're like, okay, hey, we all have the same idea. Who wants to take it and who's willing to change their idea, so that we're not doing, we're not building the same things. And even though I was disappointed that we didn't end up getting to build what we wanted to do initially, it was still, to me, just a great testament to our friendship and the family atmosphere that we had when we were there.
Well, I would also say that particular circumstance, it drove creativity in all three of those teams, because all three of us put forward some of our best work that week. I mean, 2 winners and 1 animated build. So that's like, those are some of the favorites of that week for sure.
Do you actually have to go right now, or are you able to
I can probably take 1, maybe 2 more questions.
Okay, 1 or 2 more questions. I have 1 or 2 here. I will go with It's in here. It is okay. Mark wants to know, what's your one new building technique, if any, that you picked up from fellow contestants on Lego Masters?
Sure, that's a great question. I wouldn't say I necessarily picked up any new techniques, because I am pretty knowledgeable about Lego building techniques, and given the selection of parts that were available to us, actually, no, there's a lie. There's one I'm thinking of now. But I was gonna say, given the selection of parts, pretty much, snot building is gonna be snot building no matter what. Like, Technic building, there weren't that many new and interesting pieces necessarily that were gonna blow my mind in terms of different ways to connect them. But there was one thing that I'd never seen done, which was when Tyler did the lanterns in their storybook challenge. He took a wrench piece, which has a stud-wide hole, pushed it through an elephant trunk, and left it dangling here, which I'd never seen done before, and I was obsessed with. That was something I learned, and I'd never seen done before. So I didn't know that one. That was pretty cool.
That's bonkers. I wouldn't even had that as an idea.
This is why Tyler is one of the better builders in the world. I mean, he thinks of things that people wouldn't necessarily go to right away.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, listen, thank you so much for staying on so long. Hopefully, we'll be able to have you on for an entire show. I know you're busy, you work, etc. We might be able to plan something a month in advance, because you're a fun guy, and we like you. And so what we like to do is, when somebody leaves the stream, that we give them a chance to talk about themselves, plug anything they have coming up on YouTube or Instagram, or anything they're involved in.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of projects on the back burner. There's going to be some stuff coming out probably in a month or 2. We'll start to see more stuff from me directly, but you can find it when it comes out on my Instagram @AaronBrickDesigner, or check out a lot of my work, as well as in-depth behind the build blog entries, including about the Lego Masters builds, on my website, which is AaronBrickDesigner.com. So go follow, go take a look, and hope you see something you like.
Absolutely, well said. And as I said, all of Aaron's links are in the description below. So please do go. He has a YouTube channel, so go and subscribe there, and definitely check him out on Instagram. You're not going to be disappointed. Well, listen, Aaron, it's been great talking to you, and you're more than welcome on again. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me. It was really a pleasure. I hope you all enjoy the rest of our season. And I hope you enjoy talking to Flynn. And Flynn, maybe you can, tell them all the things I didn't have time to get into, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you in a couple weeks.
What was that? See you in a couple of weeks, Flynn. I'm having him and Richard over for dinner in a few weeks, so I'll see him soon.
We're gonna
watch Lego Masters together, yeah. But the rest of
the show, Masters on Masters.
Masters on Masters. Thanks for having me again. Take care and be well, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was Aaron. That was really good, very informative, and I wish we had more time of so many questions. And I know you guys in the chat have loads of questions. You know, hit him up on Instagram, and any questions you have, maybe ask him there. He may answer, he may not, because he's very busy. And but give it a try. And don't forget to subscribe to him and follow him there. And so, Mr. Flynn, how are you now, Flynn? I know we kind of half scheduled you for last week because last week was another sad day. And last week, Flynn and Richard left Lego Masters USA season 1 for the UK and Ireland. Did you watch it back, or did you just, you know, from us talking about it, did you get any kind of like nostalgia and from it, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's a very fraught episode for us. Like, it was it's tough to get eliminated, and especially when, I don't know, like for me personally, like I felt that, I don't know. Okay, as you all know, it's very difficult. Like, we really approach Lego from an art standpoint, and it's really hard to, when you have a vision and then you put your art out there, and then the people, or at least the two people who are looking at and judging your art, don't get the what your intention was. And, you know, being somebody who teaches kids and stuff, we really wanted, I don't know, we really like zeroed in on this idea of building something that a kid would want to play with, which ultimately wasn't what the judges were looking for. Like, we really were trying to please the kids rather than, I think, maybe putting more thought into what would please the judges. And that's our fault. But also too, I felt like the judges didn't really get what we were going for exactly. And, you know, that's just, and, you know, that's no one's fault. It's just a sort of a misalignment of needs and wants, if that makes sense.
Do you think, Flynn, by doing it the way that you did it versus the way that the judges were probably looking at it, do you think that you would have had a better time if you did it more in line with what they think, or are you happy that you took the route that you did?
I'm happy with what we did, and I stand by our work. I think it was really, I thought it was really great for what we wanted it to be. And I've also been very open about the fact that I suffer anxiety and panic attacks. And, you know, you saw one of those happen in episode 2. And I did have another minor one during that episode that you didn't see, thank God. But it was tough and a lot of pressure, but I stand by our work. And I feel like, I heard from a lot of people afterwards that, like, you know, oh, that was so cool. Like, I wish I would have had an interactive toy when I was a kid, like that, something that tells a story and a lot of fun. And, you know, and of course, like Brickmaster Amy was very taken with our Taker Waker character. And so what kind of happened was we're not 3D figure builders. Okay, like that's not our forte. We had never built a 3D figure until we were on that show. So until the movie mashup challenge, we had never built a 3D figure ever. And I actually got some great advice from Aaron and Tyler, both on like some basics about figure building. And so when we got to that challenge, the concept of like making a horse and a book chicken and a horse that does gymnastics was really out of our wheelhouse, like way out of our wheelhouse. And then when I created the Taker Waker character, and then I looked at that and I was like, okay, well, rather than trying to push ourselves to do something in the short amount of time we have that we're not comfortable with and we don't do, like, why not go for something that I know we can do? And like, yes, this style of the Taker Waker, I can absolutely make a horse and a book chicken like in that style. And I think it just ended up, in the end, while I thought the designs were fun and interesting, they didn't come across as, I don't know, complicated or advanced as some of the others. And I think that's what really got us in the end.
But I mean, you did pretty well considering, like, if you weren't doing what necessarily the judges were looking for, you've done pretty well off the back of that as well. Like, it's very easy to see in a competition, just thinking of like other examples, like if you could be doing something amazing, but if it's not what the judges are necessarily looking for, you'd be out the door straight away.
Exactly.
So I think credit to you and to Richard as well for getting as far as you did, despite that like misalignment, like you said.
Well, thanks. Yeah, and I mean, you know, we had, unfortunately, it really, and this goes for anybody on the show. All it takes is one bad day, and it can blow the whole thing for you, right? Like all it takes is one day where you just can't like get your you know, like you just can't get it together. I mean, you all know how it is. It's like some days you sit down to build and it's just not working. It's just not working. Like especially if you're building mocks. But when you're at home, you have the opportunity to step back from it and go, you know what? I'm going to go eat some dinner, or I'm going to sleep on it and come back to it tomorrow and see, like, and maybe you have to change direction, which you have the opportunity to do at home, and you don't have the opportunity to do in that situation with the clock running. Like, you just don't have that. So,
yeah, and like every problem or every little bump that you experience in that, even like a 15-hour challenge that might be spread over like 3 days or whatever, is intensified and magnified to the extreme. And a little problem, like the tiniest little problem, can just be detrimental. And like you said, Flynn, you can't just walk away from that. You've got to keep at it, otherwise you're going to fall so far behind.
right. Well, that's, I mean, and a really good example of that, and I think a good example of things that that the TV audience didn't necessarily see was with the bridge challenge. We made our car, and the car didn't make it all the way down the track because of an errant bushing. So there was a bushing on the outside of our wheel hub that ended up, it turned out that the axle, where the axle came out of the tire, was exactly at the height of the little track on the sides that kept the cars from going into the next door. So that axle and bushing got caught on that track. And that's why I didn't make it down to the end. So it was like one little tiny thing. That's what I mean by like one bad day, one bad move, one accidental height difference, right? And then I think the other thing that happened with the bridges, so that put us, like, we got that half an hour docked off of our time, right? Where we were literally just like sitting there fuming over like and I'll be very honest with you about what happened. Like, you saw ours didn't really hold much weight. Well, what happened was, by the time we got to the brick pit, every large plate was gone. There were no 16 by 16 plates. There were no 8 by 16 plates. There weren't even any 8 by 8 plates. We were stuck with like 4 by 4 plates and 2 by plates that we were like mashing together to try to get to create a road bed that wasn't just going to drop out immediately like it did. So, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to like make excuses here or anything. Like, we did what we did, and I'm so thankful that I pushed really hard to make it pretty, because at a certain point I remember Richard was like, it doesn't matter, we just need to put the bricks together. And I was like, no, it needs to look good. If it doesn't look good, we are screwed. And it's the thing that ended up saving us in that particular challenge, was that we took the time to make it look pretty. And I'll never forget that Amy and Jamie both said it really reminded them of the bridges where, you know, in Denmark, and that it had a very clean look. And I was just like, oh, that's great. It's not gonna, and I knew instinctively that it wasn't going to hold the weight. Like, I just knew it. I was like, there's no way. I mean, it was like a crazy quilt of, imagine like, it was like potato chips held together with Scotch tape. It was never going to hold weight. But you know what, you do what you do, and you build on. You just keep building, and you're like, you know what? Even if it fails spectacularly, at least it was pretty. So,
sorry, do you mind if I butt in with a question?
Say again, sorry.
Do you mind if I butt in with a question?
Of course, anyone on the panel can ask a question. It's not just my show.
So Lego Masters, then, Flynn. It's high intensity. It's a boiling pot, pressure. Right? What happens? How do you pick yourself up the morning after you've been knocked out? How did you and Richard kind of work through that? Because I would think that was quite a hard thing to do for anyone that's been on any sort of reality show, to go from something that's so intense, so amplified, like Thomas said, to then go back to normal life.
Well, it was surreal, and really they like, once you were off the show, it was like, don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. Like, it was like, wow. You know, do your exit interviews and you're going home the next morning. And, you know, that, which was weird, but it didn't really, like, we came home and like picked up Logan, and like, it was great to see him. So like, we had, you know, just getting to see our house again, and sleeping in our own bed and having Logan with us, like all of those things, it was kind of like a rush. But when it really hit us was the next day. So we came home and then woke up the next day in our own bed, in our own room with Logan there. And we both said to each other, like, it's weird. It's like waking up from a dream, because you were so, like, it was so intense, and we were so 100% there in that space with those people nonstop for 6 weeks. And then all of a sudden it was like back to reality again. And it was tough. And we both, you know, we had both booked out being gone for 7 weeks, and we were only gone for 6. And so we took that week to just kind of collect ourselves and rework and kind of come back into life. But it was, I think at a certain point though, we did feel like, you know, we did our best, and we put in the best we could given the situation that we had, and ultimately we made it 7 out of 10 episodes, which was awesome. We also, I think the one thing that made it not too terribly hard was that we did win a challenge. And there were only, I mean, without giving anything away, there was only a handful of teams out of the 10 that actually won a challenge. And we were one of those. And maybe we didn't make it to the end, but we won a challenge, and we did our best, and we were there. We got to represent. And honestly, for me, part of being on there that was important was that we were a gay married couple on national television in the United States on a reality show.
That's a big deal. Like, people in the community might not see that as such a big deal, especially like younger people might not acknowledge that. Especially with the wave of positivity there's been with the Everyone is Awesome set coming out recently as well. But yeah, there's definitely, especially if you're living in parts of America where it is very accepted as well. That is a very big deal in itself.
And the funny thing was, is like, when we went on, like, we didn't go on going, we're gonna represent our community. Like, we just went on and we're like ourselves. And you know, we're older, so to us, like, just us, our mere presence of being there and being a married couple was a big deal. And I don't think, I mean, I may be wrong, but I don't know that there's another gay married couple on any of the seasons in any country, but I'm not positive of that, so I shouldn't say for sure.
And what I'll do is I'll say hello to a few people that popped in. So we had, I'll just go, I won't go far back, but I'll go back a little bit. So anyone I don't say hello to, I'm very sorry. We had a question earlier on, actually, for all of us. Do we have any favorite Lego Ideas fan designers? We'll come back to that one. And when Knight's Glen comes back, we'll congratulate him on the birth of the baby. Well, not because Knight's Glen, his wife or partner gave birth to the baby. So we'll say congratulations there. Yeah, from these in the chat, we have the Brick Bods, we have Sir Bricks, we have, I think I said hello to Simon Moss already. If I didn't, hey Simon, how's it going? Brick Scene, as I said already. We had Delicious Foods is here as well, and we finally found out the origin to the name Delicious Foods. Will we answer that one really quickly for that's a long name, so we'll the Lego designer. Anybody have a favorite Lego designer for Lego designers ideas designer?
Mine has to be. To be honest, I have not had a massive deep dive into a lot of the designers, but after watching Flynn's interview with Ben Alder that did the Winnie the Pooh set, and like it's to the point where is he the designer or is it the four of his family? Because the way he spoke about that whole experience was like it was a 4-person thing. Like he got the name on it or whatever, but like it was a proper family affair, and his kids were really involved, and just that whole, just hearing him talk about it was exactly how, if I was to ever do something like that, would be what I would want my experience to be like.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, I will say that I don't have someone where I go, okay, that person is brilliant, because they're all brilliant. And the actual original Lego ideas design from the public is inspirational, because they come up with this idea, and then the people in Lego who tweak it and everything else are good as well. So I don't know. I can't remember who did the Ecto 1. Anybody remember who that was? So
No.
Years ago, I was like, years ago, I was on this Lego Lego Facebook group, and I think it was a fault of Facebook. And hey guys, I haven't seen you in years. But anyway, it was when the Ecto 1 was released, like the ideas one, and I was just talking about, don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the original, blah blah blah. And first of all, the person who designed it was in there, and he was like, hey, and I was like, no, I don't mean it like that, because when you're typing, you're texting, and you can't get your personality into it and everything else. And then Marcos Bessel was in there as well, and he was like, hey, I'd finished it, and I was like, oh Jesus, oh my god, I'm not dissing it, I'm saying that the first one was wobbly, the second one, all of the minifigures don't fit in, but like I was talking to Marcus afterwards, and we kind of he forgave me, but so I think whoever designed the Ecto 1 is probably one of my favorites. But as Tech said, I mean, like, everyone is great for coming up with these ideas. So a long way of saying I don't know, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm much more familiar with like the Lego set designers than I am with the fan designers. But I will say, as far as fan designers go, Jake Sadovich, I'm a big fan of. Also, like, I know him, so there's that. But he did the Ship in the Bottle, and I don't know if you've seen, he did, it's up on Ideas right now, but he did like a 1950s pedal car, like a kid's pedal car. It's like red and amazing, and it's got chrome pieces on it, and it's really great. But as far as, but like with actual Lego designers, my two favorites are Justin Ramsden, who is prolific, like so much stuff. Like he worked on a bunch of the Monkey Kid stuff. He was the lead designer on the Stranger Things set. Just like so many things. Like I often joke that we're a Justin Ramsden household because we have like so many of the sets that he worked on. And then I met Wes Talbot, and he's definitely my other favorite, like the two of them. So Wes designed the blacksmith shop, the recent Ideas blacksmith shop. He did that design, and he was also one of the hugely influential in designing elves, which is, as you know, is one of my very, very favorite themes.
Mhm.
And he is like a Dungeons and Dragons player, like big nerd, really great. And he brought all of that to his designs in Lego. And I really appreciate his work. And also I should note that in the new video sets that are coming out, he was the one who designed all of those amazing new wing pieces that we have. So the dragon,
wow.
the fairy, and those clear angel wings, those were all his concepts.
Nice. You saying about Justin Ramson? We were talking on a stream the other day about the documentary that he was part of as he was getting the job, which is crazy because me, Claire, and Kevin were saying the other day, like, subconsciously we'll be like, oh, that set's really cool, that like there's a particular standout set from a theme, and then you kind of look at the designers and it's, oh, Justin's had his hand in that one, and it's like we just kind of gravitate towards that, which is always quite funny. But
that in itself is like a sub theme, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, and Justin also did the Hogwarts Castle, the micro Hogwarts Castle, the micro macro Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah.
And Justin did a lot of the Marvel sets as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just and the great thing about him, and I think it's what's so important when for like people who work on mocks. And people obviously who are designing sets, but is a love for the material that you're working with.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you see a set that is really, really exceptional, you can pretty much guarantee that whoever worked on it had a love for whatever that subject matter is, rather than being like, oh, here your assignment is to make X, rather than like, oh man, I'm getting to work on Ninjago and I'm like a huge Ninjago fan. Like this is going to be amazing. You know, there's, and I think that really speaks to playing to your strengths, which is something, again, that kind of comes back to what I was saying earlier about the Lego Masters work, is like when you're working with a partner, knowing how to play to your strengths. Like Richard and I are really lucky in that he is really good with structure and with like the Technic stuff and getting things to work. And like my forte is, I don't know, basically making things look pretty. So like if he can get the bones down, and I can sort of just like decorate and make it look pretty. And he always says I'm the casting director because I always cast all of our minifigures and their expressions and all that stuff, because we both love to tell a story. So and coming from doing a ton of stage and theater work together, that really, I think, comes through in our building. And so like find something that you're good at and do it. You know, who cares if your thing is micro castles and you make 105 micro castles? Awesome. Do it. Like, it's great to branch out, but also like know your strengths and play to your strengths and practice your strengths.
Well, there was that one guy, wasn't there, that did the brick sketches, and Lego actually found his Instagram and then hired him.
Yep, what his name was. Chris McVeigh.
Yeah.
He is he's really amazing. And I don't know if you know Lee Chi Wing. He just got a job at Lego as well. And he did, I don't know if you saw when they were having like a musical instrument, like it was like a music ideas contest around the time when the piano was coming out.
Yep.
And he did this just outrageous like sculpture with all of these
the players
instruments. And then he also did I think it's City Sun Creations, I think is his handle on Instagram. And then he also did a Lego Ninjago 10-year anniversary sculpture that is incredible. And what's crazy about that is I know him because he got accepted to show his work in the Masterpiece Gallery and at Lego House the same year that Richard and I did. And that was going to be 2020. And they pushed it off until this year, and now they've pushed it off again until next year. But he's still going to be showing. He's still going to be in the show. So next year when we go, I'll get to meet him, and he'll have been working there for like a year. Like I hit him up on Instagram. I was like, dude, I can't believe you got a job there. He's like, I know, it's crazy. I can't wait to, we'll get to hang out when you come to Billund. So really
Flynn, if after Lego Masters, if Lego had have asked you in any way to work for them, would you have left your full time and gone and worked for them?
100%, because
Yeah.
I haven't really. I think Richard would have to have thought about it, but I've worked in the arts all of my life, so and I'm not one of those people who does a regular 9-to-5 job. Like, that's just not the life that I have led. I've always done a lot of like either various different jobs or, you know, jobs in the arts and performing and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I will say that I have what did give me pause was I had spoken to some other designers before, and they're like, oh yeah, I really like, I love my job and I love designing, but man, the weather in Billund is just so dreary all the time. And apparently, like, you know, Billund is Lego, like that. It's, you know, it's
There's
like the
nothing
town
there.
where Willy Wonka's, you know, place is. Like, everybody has a hand in it in some way or another. They're like selling the products or doing, or they work there or whatever. But it's so that end of it, I was a little like, because of course I thought about it, but also too, at my age, I kind of knew that probably wasn't really going to be a reality. But had they asked me, yeah, absolutely, I would have.
And did you go tech one?
I was gonna say, do you think, because like looking at all the Lego Masters that I have personally like interacted with through like Size and Greg's stream and different things, like, do you think your position going out of the show, had you have got further or even won, do you think you would have done what perks do you think that you would have got? Because like I've definitely interacted with you and hung out with you the most, and I think you're the most accessible from like your live streams and the way you interact with your communities across all your platforms. So like, do you think you have done like worse by not winning, or like do you think you've missed out on any opportunities because you didn't win?
Well, I mean, definitely the, and I'm not going to say because I know you haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I know definitely like the people who have won and the people who made it to the finals definitely have had opportunities given to them. Or I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to imply like they didn't work for those. They worked very hard.
Oh, no,
for those.
we know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I certainly, but at the same time, I can just about handle the level of celebrity that we currently have. So having gone further, like, I mean, do I sometimes look at some of those people's numbers and go, oh man, I wish we had 10K subscribers on YouTube. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Wow, I sure wish 100 people at a time watched our show on YouTube live. Like, that would be awesome. And then on the flip side of it, I think, you know, like what you were saying about being accessible, and thank you, I super appreciate that. I feel like we're able to be accessible because we don't have those kinds of numbers. Right? Like we're able to foster the kind of things that we do because we have a smaller group, and because even though it's a smaller group, they're extremely dedicated, and they always show up. And I think sometimes when you, and again, this is like nothing against anybody with all of these numbers, but I mean, I've even talked about it with Boone before, where, you know, he's like, yeah, it's hard sometimes because I'm doing my show and it's just like the chat is going by so fast that I can't even keep up, and I feel like, do I even know these people? Like, they're just names on a screen. Yeah. And I feel like in the year or so that we've been doing our channel, I'm now at the point like where when we do our build challenges, that I'm able to like I look at the slides and I've come to know these people's styles. Like I can see somebody's work and go, oh, that's so and so. Like I know that they're the one who made this one without even like looking at the name. And then of course there's also the people who are like, I recognize that background.
Yeah.
I recognize that green ottoman in the back of all of Monica Berry's pictures, which is like, and for me personally, with like the community building that we like to do, I find where we landed to be perfect for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you seem very like comfortable with where you're at. Like you said, if you get much bigger, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and like you said, we lose a lot of that interactivity because you got to spread yourself a lot thinner.
I think also it's a really good way to think as well, Flynn, because like I think with social you're always going to be hungry for more no matter what. You get to the 10k and you'll be like, oh, I want the 20k. You get to 20, oh, I want the 50. That's what social media does to you anyway. So the fact that you're just comfortable wherever you are and however big it becomes, that's awesome in and of itself.
Well, I think that's tough, and I think especially for a lot of younger people, is that they've lived their whole lives on the internet. Like the internet is their life. Where and because I wasn't raised with a computer on my hand, I am less. I don't know, like I care less about that. I mean, not saying that I don't, again, sometimes wish like, oh man, I really wish we did have more people. I wish like that would be cool. But when I think about it overall, I'm like, well, what does that number mean really? And how many of those people are actually watching and participating?
Exactly. Yeah.
And didn't just hit the subscribe button one time and then like never came back again.
Yeah.
I would say to people, because I'm on Twitter sometimes, and I see so many people, especially Twitch streamers, just agonizing over not having the numbers that they need. And like it seems like their whole goal in life is to be monetized on Twitch, which I know that sounds like a really cool idea and all, and being monetized on YouTube. But I think something that people don't realize is like when you get monetized on YouTube, they take 60% of any money that you make.
Yeah, and even more people, if you're in the UK.
Yeah, a lot of people. I do a Q&A on Mondays, and I always get the question: people saying like, "Oh, do you think you've broken even with your Lego collection?" It's like, no chance. Like the month that 1 month wouldn't even buy me a booster pack. You know what I mean? Like you get no money from YouTube. I don't think people quite realize because they see these other people with the massive numbers that do get quite good. But I think you're either. If you're hitting 100k a video, potentially you might be making quite a bit of money, but it's hard to do that, especially now because a lot of people are on social as well. So
yeah, and I think that's but I feel bad for them, and I just want to say like don't spend your life like chasing the numbers. You're just gonna make yourself miserable, and like why make yourself feel bad because you don't have the same kind of it's like it's like being in high school again, like a popularity contest. Like am I going to be as cool as the cool kids? Well, you don't have to be as you don't have to have 10k. And instead of, I guess my biggest advice for anybody who's like considering streaming is like work for the audience you have and not for the audience that you hope that you'll one day have.
Right? I agree. I mean, like for me, what I think is if you're going to do YouTube or Twitch or anything like that at all, do it because you want to do it, first of all, and just forget about all that and just enjoy it, because that joy and personality will come through and that will spread. So, I mean, one YouTuber that I found, I thought I found this YouTuber recently is Lego Danny Bob, but it turns out that everybody knows Lego Danny Bob. B-Fab was there, like everyone is in the stream, but she's new, her subscriber count is growing, but the energy is there, and I swear to God, she's going to spread like wildfire through the internet because of the she sits there and she enjoys herself. She doesn't care what's going on. She's building this, building that. She's got the knowledge, and it's like Darren and it's like Tech. It's like all of us. We just get on with it and have fun. And even Chris right now, he's just enjoying himself with the stream with us, and he's building. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well, when these streams, this is the only bit of time I get to build, and I have the backlog that I have to fill. So. That's why I'm often like walking around. It's just because this is my fun time of doing stuff.
Well, I think that's brilliant. It shows that you like being here and you're enjoying yourself. And like, I mean, for me, that's good because I like people feeling free. They can, Darren had a shower before he came on. And I think he sat in his pajamas before. And I want to talk about it. Okay, first of all, everybody in the chat, and I know last night as well, we were quite disappointed that E4, Channel 4, you didn't show this week's Lego Masters. Apparently, it's on Sunday. So
I heard about that. That's so weird.
We didn't see this. So we didn't see Aaron and Christian going, which is unfortunate. So we'll see it on Sunday. But yeah, I know. Well, everyone knows that he went because we were talking about it. But the other thing is, have you, Flynn, been in contact? I know most of the answers to these questions before I ask them because I've seen the streams. But have you guys been in contact with any of the new, the class of 2021? And if so, how are you getting on with all those guys? Have you streamed together, maybe?
Oh, so actually, that's great, actually, and I have to say this is my last question because my phone keeps saying it's going to run out of battery, but it's threatening me. We've definitely been in contact with them. Like I've messaged with quite a few of them over Instagram and stuff like that. And the intention is to have them all on our show eventually, because obviously we have Moto on every week. Mm-hmm. So we already have an in. And then Dawn, Ms. Slowbrickta, who's on season 2, she's been actually did her first mock for our show, for one of our challenges. And like when she got cast, we were just also thrilled and surprised. And I wanted to wait, and I felt really bad. Like I reached out to a bunch of them and said, hey, I don't want you to think we're ignoring you, and we really, really want to have you on the show. But when we were on the show, I remember whenever we got interviewed before the show was done, like we were so limited in what we could talk about. And then it would always be like, well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. And I got really tired of saying that. And I'm sure people got tired of hearing it. And so I reached out to the season 2 cast and was like, look, I would rather have you come on, like maybe not necessarily when the show's completely over, but like about halfway through, so that then you can really talk about your experience openly rather than having to be guarded about like, oh, am I going to say the wrong thing, or am I going to spoil something or give it away? Yeah. But yeah, the intention is that. And interestingly, like, so Dave Coletta, who's on one of the teams, like, he reached out to me towards the beginning of the pandemic, and I came and did taught a class to his kindergarten class. Like he's a kindergarten teacher. And so it's weird. And one of the guys, Richard Dryden, writes with me at the Brothers Brick. So like I've kind of like tangentially known like people either through our stream or through Brothers Brick or the Brothers Brick. And then, like Dave was a total random. So, and I guess, so the 2 brothers, well, there's a lot of siblings this season. But 2 brothers actually live in Stockton, California, which is not too far from me. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of us all getting together. But I will say that we have, the cast of season 1 has definitely accepted them all with open arms and just, said, hey, because when you go through something like that, now we know what they've been through. And so you have that connection with them. And obviously it's not going to be the same kind of connection we have with each other, having been, through the experience together. But we are definitely all one family. And the cool thing is I feel that same kind of kinship that we do with the season 2 people with the casts of the other Lego Masters around the world. Like I know, like whenever it's like that it's like the secret handshake. It's like the thing that you know is like, I started doing a raid train on Twitch with a bunch of different people, and Billsy from Australian Lego Masters Season 1 is like at the end of the train. I'm kind of towards the beginning of the train. But that was like my first time meeting him, and I was like, hey, and we openly refer to each other as like my Lego Masters brother, or my Lego Masters sister, and we're all one big sort of global Lego Masters family, and I love that about it.
Greg had Amy Foxy Bloxy on last week, wasn't it, on London Calling?
She is so delightful.
Yeah, so nice and bubbly, yeah.
And especially the fact that she had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning as well. I think that was a good
Yeah,
story.
we actually had to schedule a special show so that we could have Maddie and Jimmy from Australia Season 1 on our show, because they were so cool, and I was like, they're like the mirror universe us. Like we have to. And when we actually all got together, it was completely true. Like we are, we were sort of like on opposite ends of the world, but like very, very similar types of teams. So yeah.
And have you managed to watch any of the other Lego Masters from around the world?
I've seen the Australia Season 1 completely through. I've seen some episodes of the UK Season 1, and like clips here and there. It's really hard for us to get them here, so I haven't seen tons of it, but I've definitely seen at least clips from all of them.
Yeah,
and it's interesting to see the different takes that the different countries have on them.
Have you interacted with anybody from the UK one?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I do interact frequently with Matthew Ashton, who was a judge on that and the designer of the Everyone is Awesome set, by the way. But as far as contestants, I don't think so.
One of the contestants is the guy that did the typewriter ideas, isn't he?
The typewriter, yeah, Stephen Guinness, isn't it? Steve Guinness?
Yeah, Steve Guinness.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
If anybody knows Steve, he flatly so he refused to come on because he's busy. But please try and talk him into coming on. I'd love to have him on.
Refused. I love it. He refused to come on.
Refused me, guy. He doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah, I tried to get him on London Calling about a year ago, actually. And he I don't think live streams are just quite his cup of tea, but he likes watching them.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I think that it takes a certain, because certainly not everybody from our season has like jumped feet first into the deep end of streaming like we did. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are just quieter, and that was their brush with fame, and they're ready to just be living a normal life again. Which I completely respect that. Like I've tried to get, and I know you had trouble getting Kara and Jesse on. I can't even get them on our show, so don't feel bad.
It was I keep getting them confused. Not the lady with the big hair. The other one, which one? The lady with the big hair.
The one with the hair. Jesse is her partner.
Jessie said she'd come on, no problem. But because where she lives, she works.
She lives in Hawaii, and she's a nurse. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard. So I do like a Saturday night stream or something to get her on. But I've been really lucky with the Americans, and I'm working on Jessica to come on. I got a questionnaire from her agent that I have to fill out.
That's what it's like trying to get Greg on a stream. Can you tell why he never shows up on mine?
Yeah, you've got to fax my secretary, Tech. You know the deal.
Well, I mean, but a lot of people have a brand now, and they and especially as you said before, Flynn, children look up to you guys, so you can't be associated with anything that has to do with narcotics or stuff that isn't legal and stuff like that. So it's protection. And I mean, if you hear from some random dude from Ireland ask you to go on to it's a live stream, you have to protect yourself. Who's this guy?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say like I vetted you before I came on the show, because that's certainly not what happened. But
what did you do?
I had watched you both on Greg's, on Greg's show, and I was like, I don't know. I feel I consider myself a pretty good judge of people. And like when I saw y'all for the first time, just like how you interacted with each other, I was like, okay, these are my people. Like these are definitely the people that. And then I just sat and desperately waited for an invitation. I sat by my email, just like, oh, please let the email come through.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I have so much fun getting you guys, like all of you guys on, and I know the panel do as well, because like, it's brilliant being able to ask somebody who has been seen on TV by millions of people, who has knowledge about Lego. And I mean, like, I talk about Lego every single day, and most of the time my wife's eyes glaze over. It's like, oh, not again. But I love it. It's brilliant.
Well, guys, I'm sorry, but my phone is screaming at me, and I need it to be able to drive home, because I am the worst with directions. Like seriously, I've driven this a bunch of times, and I still need the Google map to get home.
That's hilarious. So Flynn, you go to work, and most of the time you don't know how to get home.
If I didn't have my phone with me, I could probably make my way, but it would be difficult.
That's hilarious. Brickstein says, "Hey, my kids love pointing you out on TV, Flynn." That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on, Flynn. Have you guys any more questions? Quick questions for Flynn before he goes? No.
When's he coming back?
See you again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're always welcome. At this stage, you're one of the lads. You're basically part of the panel. We'll let you go, and I'll put links in for Flynn in the description after the stream. You know who he is anyway. He's Flynn.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and I did just, if I can, really quickly plug something.
Yeah,
so
work away.
We, it's Pride Month. And we've got the Everyone is Awesome set just came out. And so having inspired by that, we're kind of doing an Everyone is Awesome challenge on Instagram, where we're having people just build something that incorporates a rainbow. It doesn't have to be Pride related if you don't want it to be. If you just want it to be a rainbow, whatever. Post it on Instagram with the hashtag Everyone is Awesome and the hashtag Rainbow Build Challenge, and we're going to be sharing them with our stories. And I just really want to, show the world via Instagram how diverse and wonderful and supportive and creative the Lego community really is, and just really to put that out there. So, yeah.
And again, thank you, because I didn't know that there was another part of the flag in the set. I didn't watch Matthew's video, but I learned from you first. Oblivious to it. Thank you for letting me know.
Of course.
The rest of the flag is pretty cool. And my local mall shopping center, they've got the stairs all in the Pride colors. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Big rainbow.
That's so cool.
Anyway, listen, we will talk to you soon, and you're welcome on anytime. I'd love to have you on every week, really, but that can't happen. But talk to you soon, everybody. Thank you. And if you want to subscribe to Flynn, he's on Instagram and he's on YouTube. Link will be in the description after the stream. Take care.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.
See you later, dude.
Wow, that was awesome. We're lucky today, guys. We've got like two Lego Master contestants on the stream, and that was fun, wasn't it?
Two very nice guys.
Good times.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like you said, I think Flynn's like one of the lads now, isn't he? He's just like
absolutely.
He's like honorary.
We have Jang, who's one of the lads, just hangs out. We've got Flynn, just one of the lads, hangs out, and then all of you guys as well, because don't forget, like everybody on the panel have YouTube channels. They do really good videos, really good live streams. Darren is actually coming back to the live stream world. Woohoo!
No, is he?
Yeah.
Is he going to be hiding behind that microphone of his?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Darren. Tell us about it.
It's a live stream. it's going to be.
Wait,
it's cold. This Saturday 8:30. But yeah, that's about it at the moment. It's the same as the Wednesday one. Just get a group of people on, chill out, chat, build. I swear a lot. That's about it, really. Usual Wednesday, but on a Saturday. So, yeah, that's it. There's not a lot more for me to say on it. I can't sell it anymore. If you're used to the Wednesday stream, it's the same on a Saturday. That's it. Apart from with a different microphone.
That is a big microphone. You got that. In fact, your speech thing is smaller than the microphone itself. Now, what microphone is it? Because I think Richard's got that one, but
Ryan's got it as well. It's the HyperX one or whatever, isn't it?
HyperX, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it is very long and girthy. That's for damn sure. But
I know why you like it, Solo, because you smack it to mute it, and you just like punching stuff.
You know,
Holly Potter minifig pals has a purple one, which is quite a nice color as well.
Yeah, that's the next version up from that, but this one's a lot cheaper than the purple one. I don't think there's a lot of difference in it.
Why is the purple one more expensive?
Because it's purple. There's no. I've done my research into it, and I was looking at the blue ones that you guys have got, and the snowballs, and this one, and they had the blue one on there, and they done like a voice side by side comparison. There's like I can't tell the difference.
Right.
And
I literally got my blue mic because it was in the sale at the time, but sadly I put mine on the arm. And moved it around. I hadn't realized I janked the cable and pulled it, and I dented I bent the USB cable in it already. So it's really like flimsy.
Well, this was only 70 quid on Amazon. It was on sale, so I was like, yeah, go.
Yeah, I think mine was something like that. I just literally got whichever one I thought was a good mic at the time. Like,
yeah.
That's good. For Fab Blondie's bricks, you missed Aaron. He was only able to come on for half an hour, but obviously because this is a live stream, it will be you'll be able to rewatch it back after the stream, which is cool. And put a little comment in the comment section because they're important to do as well, and let us know how you liked it, etc., etc. Brick Stage Pass says Chris, one of the porgs that hangs out. Poggers. But I want to know, Chris, tell us about some of the stuff you've been doing and releasing on YouTube this week, because it's fascinating. It's just hilarious. I mean, I always love everyone's videos. Yours are always a little bit bonkers. Tell us about what they are. Tell us about this week. Tell us why you didn't buy a load of new sets.
Because I'm on a budget.
Elaborate.
So I have a budget now, and I'm on it.
This is what being married does to you people.
So basically, I decided. Well, no, because there's a bit of a. She's going to come upstairs in a minute and thump me anyway. Because basically, I decided to set myself a budget because I was spending too much. Obviously, with passions, I've got a very addictive personality. So I've said to myself, give myself 500 quid budget to get stuff. The problem is I've blown it massively this month anyway because I spent about $2,000 on minifigures. But I've only bought one set from June, so I think I'm doing a really good job.
Yeah, two grand over budget. You're killing it, mate.
Yeah.
No, not $2,000 over budget. I'll have about minus 1,500 over budget.
Oh, that's fine. Absolutely. Oh, that's fine.
Oh no! Although I did buy the gauntlet as well, so you have to add that on. So
okay, so you haven't really started yet. It's a bit like starting a diet and eating a Mars bar.
Well, I said to Steph, I was like, do you know what? My first step is the fact that I've actually got a budget. Now I know I'm over the budget. You see, that's the start.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, you can't go. You can take it off for the next budget. Warm into it.
Yeah, can't you take it off from the next budget for next month then? It's like, well, I'm $2,000 over this time. I'll just have to say, there's 2 months without buying sets now, isn't it?
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that because obviously I've just seen today the entire wave of Star Wars coming out in August, and
it looks good. I think
it's insane.
Very good.
Yeah, what I was disappointed in is you got the catalogue, but there's no sign of the gunship. I was hoping to get some.
Nah, it's because it's a catalogue. So I think I don't know whether it's an official Lego catalogue. I don't know whether you want to talk about this or not on the stream, but UCS sets tend to be Lego exclusives, don't they? So I don't think they'd be in a catalogue.
I don't know. Smith seemed to get it pretty. I think they had it day one release here as well.
The UCS set would probably get its own spread.
Yeah.
As well. If it was,
Center page for us nerds. Double page
Oh,
spread.
Chris, Chris,
Look at the legs on that. 80.
Chris, here's one for you. Here's one for you. Joel and Simon are quite surprised to spend $2,000 on minifigs. Do you want to tell them something about the series and plug the videos and?
Just bear in mind, it was only 2 minifigures as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all minifigures in black boxes. And what I do is that basically I have a list of every single Star Wars minifigure that I don't have, and I just go into Bricklink stores, or Steph does, each month. I just buy them all, and then I bag them up so I don't know which ones they are, and then I open 10 each week until I collect the entire collection of minifigures from the Star Wars range.
Exactly. No, I like those videos, and I do recommend watching them, especially if you like Lego Star Wars. But they're good the way Chris has done the videos. They're not really long videos, and they're consumable, and you do go along going, oh my god, what did he get this week, and what did he get today, and so if you do like that kind of thing, definitely check those videos out. I recommend it. Greg, tell us about what you've been doing, because, well, I know what you've been doing because we had a chat last night. But tell everybody what's going on about your cabin.
Well, the cabin is coming along very nicely. Actually, it's ahead of schedule. Not that anyone would know it because I've done the vlogs for it, but it's coming along very well. Yeah, all I can say is, folks, is that it's taken up all my time, but it's worth it because it's looking. It's one of those things that the way it's come about, the way it's come together is better than I ever imagined it would be. So we have electric down there. The whole thing is sealed, nearly there now. Just got a problem with the delivery for the flooring, but nothing I can't work around. So yeah,
I've had that before.
What with flooring? Or,
yeah, when we did the house. Oh god, because we had the skirting boards off and the flooring at the same time, but then we didn't know which one to do first, the skirting boards or the flooring. And
flooring first.
Yeah,
if you can, flooring first, ideally. So essentially, the I mean, my floor is actually, when I say my floor's actually got about 5 different levels to it. When you take into account the underfloor heating, the matting, the self-leveling compounds, the vinyl, the glue, all that stuff that goes with it, and then you've got the joist and all that lot. I mean, it's a hell of a construction. It's brilliant. It really is. It is literally another room in the house, except it's not in the house. It's outside the house. In fact, it's about half a mile down the garden.
I think you're doing it right. I mean, you're building it the right way. You've got advice. I like that idea of having the air going, the airflow underneath, because there's nothing worse than like having something really nice and then have a load of mold crawling up your wall.
Yeah. That's. I mean, the one thing talking about airflow and stuff like that. The only one thing I could consider getting for it is an aircon unit. But then, to be honest, it's only in the morning that it's actually the sun is on the actual cabin itself. The rest of the day it's actually quite nicely shaded, but also as well, and it's just up until kind of yesterday when it was all boarded up still, because I needed because you go down there and there'll be like foxes in there, or badgers or deer.
At least you can get them to finish your build after London Calling if you don't get to finish it.
I'm actually I'm going to try and build something on London Calling tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to go particularly well. You never know.
You open up and the foxes are in there building your Lego sets for you. Like, oh, you're right, mate.
Yeah, having a month on the Saturn V as well, probably running away with it. But yeah, no, it's coming along really well. It's just basically taken up all my spare time. It literally has, but it's a nice way to spend your spare time. But it's we're into week 4 now, and yeah, it's going pretty good. But as far as the flooring is concerned, I got the floor in. I got the adhesive for the flooring. I got the seal for the flooring. The only thing missing, like Chris said, is the skirting board. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can deal with that in a few weeks when it arrives. But I don't know. I think with all that Suez Canal issues, there has been and Tech, you're in the building industry. What is going on with the building industry? Because prices have massively gone up in materials.
Oh yeah, well, I think it started off with a lot of people. So when you're sitting around your house because you're at home because you've been furloughed or you've lost a job or whatever, you're sitting around your house and you're going, do I want to move house or do I want to do an extension? And just like do something different to your house, make it a bit different, add some value to it if you can. And people were, especially if you didn't have a job or if you were furloughed and stuff, you couldn't necessarily go and afford to buy a new house. So it seemed like the right thing to do would be to add on if you've got the land to do that. And with that, it's basic supply and demand, isn't it? Everyone wants to do it, so the prices, things get harder to come by, and then the price.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like you say, like because they've not gone on holiday, they've got that disposable income as well. They've gone, well, you know what, we were going to go on holiday this year, but instead let's have a new kitchen or something. But,
yeah, exactly.
You know?
But like the demand of that has just been, and then obviously. There's a knock-on effect around the world with all the trade routes, different borders being
garden furniture is mad at the moment. Steph ordered some garden furniture like when we got married with some of the money, and it's been like 5 weeks. I've still not heard anything. Like
really,
just and that's from John Lewis. So like they just don't want to.
And like that big boat getting stuck as well. That
the Suez Canal that has had a massive effect. Is.
Well, it's like what isn't it? It's something stupid, the percentage of world trade that goes through there.
70%.
70% of the world
was
trade.
it one of these streams last week where we were talking about the fact that Land Rover, I think it was Cabbage that said this, Land Rover make chips, and because they've closed their factory, that's why there's a massive reduction in chips, which like PlayStation and stuff are finding it hard and things because of Land Rover. How weird is that?
It's bizarre. You would never consider that that particular company, of all companies, making chips would have such an adverse effect on everything else.
It was affecting like microwaves and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
We sold our microwave for $2,000 on the back of that. Could you imagine? Come here. We were asked a question earlier on by Joel. Joel of Swizzle Travel. Would any of the panel apply for Lego Masters? Greg, would you? And who would you partner with?
Yes, I would do it. I'd like to be a producer on there actually, because I just go around winding everyone up. Which would be
you'd be good at that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd make a good producer. Just go around.
I'd hate to be the editor of that. God, how much stuff you have to cut out.
No, there you go. See, it's all quality stuff. I could do what I do with Solo. Just say a couple of words and trigger him off, and just watch him fly. That's it.
I'm in a new zen, mate. You ain't gonna do it. No.
Yeah, whatever. You say that now. I'm just waiting. Just waiting.
You can wait.
Would I do it? Yes.
Would you get anything built? No.
But no, I just have to focus. See, I'm good on time. I'm good on deadlines. That's me. That's why I do what I do.
Are we going to talk about the deadline you had on that Lego City update, or are we going to gloss over that one?
I can talk about. What about you and your vlogs? What about you?
Tomorrow, mate.
London Tech. Come on. How long's that been going for?
Less than you can get the Lego City update. Thank you very much.
I've been busy. What can I say?
You'd get on Lego Master and he goes, "Oh God, I've never actually built a Lego set before."
That's it. I tell you what, some of those people, they do very well. They've not done much Lego before.
That's very true.
Greg, he hasn't got a set of instructions in front of him.
Yeah. Listen to him. He builds one mock in his life, and he thinks he's bloody.
Tune into Mockumentary on a Monday evening with me, Kevin, and Claire for some great mock content.
So when's this cinema going to get finished then? Because we're going to get the new Star Wars movies come out before we see this.
Honestly, I'm not gonna be silly like you, Greg, and give it an end date because then
I don't give things end dates. I took your advice. Right, I took his advice on the vlog. Right, he said to me, "Do yourself a favour, right? So pace it out a bit." So I thought, "Okay, yeah, I'll pace it out a bit." So another good bit of advice to give me. He says, "Talk on it for about 20 seconds, and then play music on it for about 2 minutes, just to beef it out a little bit." So I thought, "All right, yeah, I'm going to do that."
You did it the wrong way round, though. You waffle for 2 minutes and play 20 seconds of music.
I know, but I like. What can I say? I've got a lot to talk about, Tech. I've got a lot to talk about. It's my style. What can I say? It's my style.
Oh yeah, I think I'd have a heart attack if I saw you do a video for under like 10 minutes.
I bloody can do it. I tell you, I can do it, folks. It can be
Your
done.
polybag reviews were like 20 minutes long.
I have a laugh doing that. I do that on purpose. Come on, the polybags.
Even every short without fail was 59 seconds.
Bloody right and all. Bloody right and all. My most successful video is ridiculously at 59 seconds. But again, I just did it for a laugh. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, well, everyone's going to expect it now, so I might as well just, go for it.
Even your shorts were like right to the last second.
Yeah, it is. Even the and I still put an intro and an outro on them as well.
Yeah,
Greg's the only person where he does shorts and Google emails him going, I'm pretty sure this isn't a short guy's routine.
Yeah.
It's a long short.
The long and short of it is.
Michael Glynn is back. So congratulations on the birth of the baby. We said congratulations earlier on, but you were gone.
So, do we have a name?
Yeah, and is it a boy or girl? Twins, triplets?
I think me and Chris have talked about this before about like Lego Masters. Going back to the original question,
yeah,
I forgot about that.
Anxiety written all over it. However, the more I speak to Flynn and the other guys as well, like the experience would be something else. Like it would be incredible. And they do make it seem like a very positive experience for the most part. But I still do wonder if I would have the mental stability to go through it.
Oh, but that's just it. Don't have the mental stability, but still go for it anyway, because ignorance is bliss, I think. if you worry about it, if you think about it too much, you won't enjoy it. You just got to do it.
I would do it. I would just prefer to be with someone that's got a better vision maybe than I would have. Because I think I'm a very fast builder. And I kind of want to concentrate actually build correctly as well. But like obviously on streams I do mess up sometimes because you do multiple things. But I do think I could be quite good on Lego Master in terms of speed. But I know that I would. It's just like my Lego City. I'd get halfway through the thing, actually I'm gonna do something else, and I wouldn't stick to the plan. And by the end of it, I just have a bunch of bricks. I think I need someone to be like, you do this, get this done. Which I think a lot of the teams were working like that in Lego Masters, weren't they? Like, I think they were saying, like, usually they would have one guy that's designer, one guy that's like, right, you go do this 20 times that we need doing. I could do the repetition stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the best, the format. So I would be in the tricky position of like, I think, to get the best out of me, I would need to be directed. But on the flip side to that, I think part of me would just like freak out about having no control or like a lot less input, which I think could be quite destructive as well. So I don't think, I mean,
but then I could just blame it on the other person when you have the interviees later.
Well, yeah. It was his fault. I mean, from a TV perspective, I imagine it could be quite funny to watch, but from the side of being in a competition, maybe not.
The question from me anyway would be, who would you choose? So Greg and Tech, you've answered so far. So who would you choose to be your partner?
Ooh, I don't know, actually.
Tech, who would you pick?
I don't know. We talking about anyone in the community, or they've got to be British?
Anyone? No, Jesus, anybody.
Flynn.
Yeah, okay, Flynn.
No, do you know who I would have? Because one, if it all went absolutely Pete Tong, it would just be a great laugh anyway. But he does have like design background, would be Cabbage Face.
Oh yeah.
I think one, it would just be a great laugh, and it wouldn't matter how we did. But two, I imagine when he gets going on something, I imagine we could.
I think Solo would literally have a breakdown if he went on it.
Yeah, I'm just reading what Brickstage Pars is saying. It's like, have I got this reputation now?
Solo, you've always had this reputation. You have
I would actually ask Craigster. I would ask Craigster because he's got some ridiculously good mocks that he's been building.
Yeah, he has actually
an insane back cave. So every time I'm on a stream with him, he's like building this ridiculous back cave. So I would definitely ask Craigster. I know he's always one of those people that's like, I'm not a good builder. I just have a lot of pieces. Like he's very humble, but he's a really good builder.
Yeah, there's skill in there, all right. Knights of Glynn said, thanks so much, guys. Baby Logan was born super quick. His big sis loves him, and he has been great. She's been a great help so far.
Awesome! Congratulations, Glenn. That's sick, man.
Well done. We found that we found that like the more children you have, the shorter the labor is. So I mean, like on none of
Why is that, Si?
I don't know. I think the body just becomes a little bit more. I'm not going down that line. I'm going down. Okay, let's skip this. Skip it. Okay, Chris, who do you say? Darren, who would you do Lego Masters with?
Oh, I don't know. It would need it needs to be someone that could keep my temper in check, probably. So probably needs
So
to
your
be like a-
missus.
Yeah,
Is that what your missus?
I think
What,
Sledgehammer would probably be his best partner.
Go on with your missus, wouldn't you, Solo?
Yeah.
No, I would be smashing everything. And and I'll probably be aiming at her as well. I really don't know who. Don't know. I think I'll probably take, I don't know, probably Tasman or Brixine because they're just very calm, very chill people. And I think
I tell you who you'd be good with, right? I tell you who I'd go with, right? It'd be Brick Hive, and I tell you who you'd go with, Solo, and that would be Coconut.
I was going to say Coconut. He's done a fantastic mark recently as well.
Yeah, Coconut. Yeah, he'll be a good lad to go with. He would be. My God, I wouldn't have to do anything. I would just have to sit there. You crack on, mate. He's a brick.
He's up the tinnies.
Yeah. I'll be there for moral support.
I reckon they should reboot the UK ones of Lego Masters.
Well, I think that's why they're doing it on Channel 4 to gauge interest to see.
Yeah.
But they need people that are interested to watch. It's not always about what is constructed. It's about the personalities as well.
It's at the end of the day, it's reality TV, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Well, it's a show. Like we were saying, a lot of the stuff, it's not real how they edit it together anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all to make a good show at the end of the day.
What about you, Si?
Oh, I'll go back to it in a second. First of all, I think if Channel 4, if E4 did revisit it, I think the kid element was good and fun, but I think they really have to take the kid out of it. And because if you put adults in, AFOLs like us, it's, and then have it at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, we'll watch it. Whereas kids are, they might watch the first 2 or 3 episodes, get bored, not watch it anymore, and then the numbers go down. But if you have it like, American style or Australian style, we'll watch it, and, it should be.
Looking at what I've been reading up, because a lot of those shows were sponsored by Lego, I reckon it was a Lego input that says, no, it's got to be adult and children because Lego's for children, isn't it? So I think that was Lego's fault, not so much E4's fault.
Lego Masters was first done in the UK, so that was the taste. And I think they tweaked it and then came out with Lego Masters in America.
Yeah, I think because obviously when you're dealing with America, you're dealing with all the big powerhouses as well, aren't they? And it's like, no. We're going to have adults and adults only, and we're going to go with it, and you're going to pay for it. Probably. I don't know. But that's how America works, isn't it?
Do you think, though, that I think we forget just because we have such a large community on here. Do you think, looking at it from a reality TV kind of stance, do you think that there's broad appeal in genuine just people that sit in front of their telly, because we don't sit in front of the telly all evening long, we're on YouTube, we're so we're not the target audience to watch that show. You want to be, they need to be attracting the people that are gonna that sit regardless flicking through the channels to find something to watch on a Thursday evening or whatever. So do you think the general public, the British general public, are a bit too cynical to sit and watch a load of adults play with Lego?
You'd say that, but then you've got the Great British Sewing Bee and the Great British Bake Off, and you've even got one they did recently, which was the one where they were making little jewelry pieces as well, all the glitters.
Yeah,
and they did a lot of those kind of. There's quite a lot of competitions like that.
This country loves a competition. It loves a competition. It loves watching people cry.
But we are cynical as well, though, so that's the thing.
Oh, yeah, we're very cynical.
And I think the issue with the original Channel 4 version of the show, which, again, it was a pilot, really, at the end of the day, but I think it didn't know who its audience was, and I think that's what you're kind of saying at the moment, Tech, really, is I don't think they knew what the audience was, so they weren't really, they were pitching it, I think it was on at 8 o'clock, so it was pitched to an adult audience, however, it was then very child and family friendly. And so it kind of rocked that. It didn't really know what it was. Therefore, it was nothing. I mean, if you look at the guests that they had on it, it was like Johnny Vegas.
Yeah.
But then it was more like Johnny Vegas acting like a kid, not the reason you'd want to watch Johnny Vegas. So it didn't. It had the right names.
I think you're right. Yeah, definitely. Because like, especially now, I mean, like, it would be cool if we all got together and kind of started this Bring Back Lego Masters on Channel 4, right? That's a different stream that we could organize something maybe. But the names, you're right, Chris. They did have people who like Lego, and Johnny Vegas is a big Lego fan. He on his Instagram, he had pictures of him. I spoke to him on Instagram at the time, and he bought the Sandcrawler, the last one, and proudly has it as a display piece.
Yeah. So do you guys watch Taskmaster?
No.
So he was on Taskmaster, and one of the things was so each week Taskmaster, you know what it is? It's a challenge thing, it's a game thing. It's really funny. You should watch it, Greg, if you're not seeing it. It's absolutely brilliant. But anyway, Johnny Vegas is one of them, and one of the week's things was they had to bring in something that was narcissistic. And anyway, his thing was he had 20 minifigures that he made of himself that he has in his bedroom. Yeah, he like loves Lego. So yeah, he was massive. And he said like, yeah, I love Lego. He was on about being an AFOL on that as well. And everyone's like, what the hell's an AFOL? Because obviously it wasn't towards the Lego community. Yeah. So yeah, you know, he's massively into it.
And like people comparing the show to like Bake Off and things like that, like the thing about that's like cute and homely and likable about Bake Off is the fact that they do it in a country garden in a tent.
It's very British, isn't it?
It's very British. The big production, the Hollywood style that America and seemingly Australia have taken would not sit here. Like it would not work.
I think it could work. Because we have done stupid stuff as well, like Wipeout and things, you know, where they had to film it in New Zealand.
But that's that's watching people.
And you know, thingy Ninja, whatever as well, that Ninja show thing.
The UK one of that I thought was a bit really
it was still quite popular. It was quite popular.
But that's seen as that's more cool though. And like
I think what we need to do is we need to have a Lego. I think we need to have a Lego show, right? But you just have everyone from Essex in it. And just the only
Lego Essex.
Yeah, the only way we build is Essex or something.
Why don't we get hold of a production team, right? And we'll do our own one.
I actually said that to Steph on the walk the other day. I said, why don't I put a load of money into it and just make Lego Masters UK? And it's like you look at how much it would cost, you think, yeah, that's not gonna happen, is it? And then you get 100. You get 100 views on your YouTube video. Yeah.
Well, no, you could do a YouTube version of it, like not call it that, but you could do a YouTube version of it. Like when the lockdown eases, people meet up somewhere, hire a marquee, not rip it off, but do your own version, but air it on YouTube. I think that'd be brilliant. Yeah. As far as big names go, or names. Don't forget, there's a lot of people like there's David Beckham and there's Ed Sheeran and there's a lot of UK people who like Lego, who love Lego. I mean, the people who run the show should be looking at big names and say to them, listen, can you waive money, or we'll give the money to charity instead of you taking or whatever. I'm sure David Beckham would go on. But as far as the Essex link, Dan Osborne from the University of Essex is a huge Lego fan.
There you go then.
He's got an enormous Lego room. And Dan, if you're watching, look at your bloody messages. I'm trying to get him on for ages, but yeah.
Well, it's all going to Essex then. I know. I lived for 20 years in Essex, so I'll be definitely game for that one.
The other one we could do is like you just put everyone on an island off of Scotland and just call it Lego Island instead or something. And just
I tell you what, we could do that, right? I know a lighthouse on an island that I stay in occasionally. Called Lundy Island, and it's halfway between the UK and Ireland. Check it out, Si. Yeah. Lundy Island, everyone. That could be where it's at. That would be very, very cool.
That would be good.
This is something that like we're kind of starting to touch on, like things that I've really thought about, like one day wanting to do is do. Bye, Abby.
See you later.
Do things like an actual formatted show where you like pre-record it and you do like I love game shows and there's definitely like game shows and stuff that I kind of want to take and have like a Lego spin on it.
Why don't we do one called Lego Escape, right? And what we do is we take a load of people, we leave them in Stornoway, which is an island off of Scotland, and just a bag of bricks, and they have to make a raft and get back. And if they don't survive, they don't survive. You don't have to pay them if they don't survive.
I tell you who was talking about that once was Richard about doing something.
Richard is evil.
But no, he's had that idea of doing a game show before. So.
Oh, I thought you meant a raft and just letting people.
No, not a raft, blimey.
Lego Survivor, we'll call it.
And anyone in the chat trying to might borrow our idea. It's covered under the copyright, so don't even try.
There we go. See, Brixie's still out there. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned he mentioned it to me months ago.
Yeah, go.
But yeah. Anyway, talking of meetups and stuff like that, I'm going to be meeting up with Tech on Saturday.
Aren't you?
What are you, Tech? What have you done to deserve this, mate?
He loves it.
It's been a month. It's been a month since your last meetup now. Or?
Yeah, vlog tomorrow.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Is that what you've got to do? Have you got to do it so you've got a month so that then it puts a deadline on your vlog?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I feel. You know what? I've done a video. I completely forgot all about it. I just remembered tonight. I did a video on Sunday, and I was like, "Oh bloody hell! I haven't released it yet." That's how busy I've been. It really is. Also, as well, I got my second vaccination yesterday.
Oh
yeah. So I'm doing all right.
How was the second one? Because I've heard the second one's worse than the first one for side effects.
I'm taking some other stuff to kind of help me through it, but. What I will say is, when I had it done, the woman said, "What arm do you want it in?" I said, "Put it in my left arm, please, because I sleep on my right side, if I'm lucky." And I just went like that, and I literally just was getting like that. She just came at me like this. So she stabbed me. So I was kind of like, "Oh, hello, I don't want to see this." And then
she must have seen your vlog, Greg.
Anyway, talking of vlogs. You're doing meals, Chris. You're going down the meals technique.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said I'm doing meals. I was like, I'm not vlogging my meals. Yeah, meal. Yeah.
Meals on wheels. Yeah, there's a technique.
Nolik just wants to say hello first, and then we will go on to Chris.
Hi.
Oh, he got a new gaming headset that he wants to show everybody.
That is cool.
Hi.
Is that your Fortnite gaming headset?
Mm-hmm.
Can you what's the thing called? Floss. Can you floss as well?
Are you able to do the floss?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit different. But yes, we got a new headset, and the other one broken. It was one of the kind of like just the earpiece. Yeah. So this is a much better one, and now he's able to play Fortnite, and he feels more professional, don't you?
Yeah, but guys, what?
Pointed at that thing.
Oh, the mute button.
Guys,
very cool.
But guys, that is mute. Guys, what? That is muting.
Yeah, that's what Chris just said. He says the mute button is really cool.
Yeah. We can still hear you. It's not working.
Guys, also this.
We'll tell them what it is because they can't see that. Is that the volume?
Yeah.
Yeah, the volume.
Up the volume.
Higher is this.
Higher and lower, yeah.
Does your dad have a mute volume button as well?
I don't talk when I play my games. Look, everybody's saying hello to you. We have
Tech.
So yeah, Tech is there saying hi. Kate, Nullig is. Oh no, Simon's saying hi to Nullig. Mark is saying hi. Your mom is saying hi. Knight's Glen. We have Abby is saying hi. Yeah, good reading. We have. Loads of people say delicious foods, and hello Nullig Fortnite, says Joel. Okay, you're quite heavy. It's really warm. Say goodbye to everybody.
I'm not.
No, you're not. You're heavy like a little pack of potatoes. Say bye.
Bye.
See you, dude.
Do you remember Darren used to have a headset with a mic?
Yeah.
In the day.
Yeah. It was around here somewhere. I think my missus did it now, but it is around here somewhere.
or you baby lost it.
Maybe or the baby lost it, he said. She's not a baby anymore. You should see her. She's a big girl.
She's not 24.
She's 24.
24.
No, she's not. I think she's 5 or something.
There you go.
How many microphones can you get in one panel on stream? Look at you, look. Looks like he's playing Microsoft.
Yours is a lot better than mine because I don't have a volume control on my one. Mine was just literally all on that.
You don't need it. You just shout all the time, Solo.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I
Bye.
Take care, No Lag. Good to see you.
Hey, buddy.
You know what? I actually posted some Lego to Brick Hive on Tuesday. And can you believe it? He's actually got it already. How quick is that?
It's mad.
That's ridiculous. I think God knows the postage between the UK and America is massively.
I'm hoping it's fast from Hong Kong. That's where I bought a lot of stuff from. After tech said it was okay to buy from Hong Kong.
Whoa.
So I blame you,
Did
Tech.
you say Hong Kong or Singapore?
I've not bought from Hong Kong. I've bought from Singapore with a trusty contact. Russia is where my forte is.
Yes, you're Russian friends.
I bought from Hong Kong, so I'm hoping it's okay.
I think Claire's bought from Hong Kong, and she said it's
Yeah,
fine.
I think it was Claire that I spoke to. Actually, I think you're right. I think it was Claire.
Yeah,
it was a
she
big
just said
store anyway. It was a highly rated store. It wasn't like one that's got 2 likes on it or something on Bricklink.
The thing is with that, like, as long as you're prepared to wait. Like I said, my experience with getting things from abroad has been pretty good.
Tech, when I got you that stuff from Singapore, that came in about 2 days, didn't it?
Yeah, no wonder that cost more than like expedited shipping. I think they put it on a private plane and dropped it off.
I think they did. I reckon they did, mate. I was shocked.
When
I was expecting it to be a lot of money, but blimey, 2 days.
When I got the little card that it come through the door that I'd missed it, I thought, no, I was scratching my head because honestly, I hadn't ordered anything that would have come through DHL. I maybe had a couple of Amazon things I was expecting, but I was like, what have I bought that was possibly that? And it was a few days later I was expecting it to be like a couple of months, honestly.
Yeah, mad.
But
it's crazy. Love it. There you go. Contacts.
That's it.
Okay, I know that 2 people in the panel have to go because the private chat keeps going bing, 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 bing. So, do you guys have to go right now, yeah?
Yeah,
yes.
I do, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we will go with Greg first. Greg is going to leave the panel at the moment. Greg, do you want to tell everybody what's going to happen the next few days on your channel?
What's going to happen in the next few days? I'll tell you what's going to happen in the next few days. London Calling tomorrow night, 7:30 UK time, 2:30 EST USA time. That's it in a nutshell. And then I'm going to be meeting Tech somewhere in London on Saturday.
Aren't you lucky?
And I just, do you know what? If it's hot, and I think it's going to be very hot, I'm going to be doing what I'm doing tonight. Woo!
Farting.
Wearing shorts.
Show us again.
If you cannot wear shorts with the amount of stick that you have given me over the past few months of oh no.
Andy has his man toes out.
Oh, no. Yeah, at least put some socks and shoes on. I don't want to see you in flip-flop.
No, if he's good enough for Paige, he's good enough for me.
He'll put socks on, but he won't put. He'll have open-toe sandals.
Oh, he'll be a Crocs and socks kind of guy, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I wear sandals.
Like
Maybe brown socks just for you.
If you show up in Crocs and socks, I'm walking the other way.
Like dare you.
I really want to see that now. That sounds amazing.
I do a lot of gardening. I've never even owned a pair for that. I tell you.
If I see Tech running across the N25, I know why.
Has anyone ever come out with a story, Tech, as to why when you came out of a certain station, you were wearing a pair of jeans?
It's all
by the time you got to the Lego,
it's all explained in the vlog tomorrow.
Oh, here we go. Good stuff. That's what we like to see. All right. So what time's the vlog on tomorrow then?
5 o'clock it'll be.
We already know what it is anyway. Tech's often spoken about anxiety that he has. So it's fine.
The vlog.
Thanks.
So that's
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I'm going to meet up with Tech on Saturday. We're going to do a bit of filming, a bit of vlogging, a bit of hauling. We have to. Why don't we go for lunch in Chinatown or something like that in Soho?
Sounds
We
good.
should do that.
Oh, I feel jealous. Man.
Greg's treat.
Yeah.
We'll hire the restaurant. So yeah,
We'll
that's
need
it.
it with that entourage.
We will. We'll gate crash
Right.
it.
Sounds like I've got an evening full of traffic then, by the sounds of it. Good time.
Is Greg taking this red camera again?
What's this red camera? I'll tell you what I will be taking.
You
I've got a
taking
choice
the
of
iPad?
iPads. I've got a selection of iPads. I can take.
I stop Landy.
Different sizes.
Yeah, I got different strokes for different iPads. Oh, that doesn't really work. But there we
It's like
go.
a golf bag.
It's there. I do. I need a caddy. I need
You
a
know what it
caddy.
is, Chris? Can you ever remember walking into HMV and scrolling through the posters? It's like
Yeah.
that. I like that one.
I love it. You're such a horrid person, Tech. You really are.
Oh, that's not true.
I tell you, he really is. He's a horrid human being, folks. Don't believe any of this nice stuff that he talks about all the time. He's horrible. I'll treat you to some nuggets on Saturday, Tech.
Oi, oi.
Hold on a minute. But no, where we're going to meet? We haven't even talked about where we're going to meet. We're going to meet at Stratford.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. We'll talk. I'll get on before London Calling tomorrow. We'll have a little chat about it. Iron out all the details and stuff.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, come on like 15 minutes earlier or something like that, and we can just chat about it. And yeah, shorts and a stripy t-shirt. That's what I'm going to wear on Saturday.
Exactly. So anybody in the chat who's looking for an autograph or a photo with Tech and Greg, that's where they'll be on Saturday. So just queue up and meet them. They'll be doing a meet and greet. Don't forget, just sort of put that in. And £5 for a photo, $2.50 for an autograph.
Yeah,
That's not bad. Yeah, you can.
Send me over a bio picture, Si, Chris, and Solo, and we can signed, and we can sell some off for you, some merch.
Oh, cool.
Sounds awesome. Don't forget, as your agent, I take 25%.
This is, no, hold on, 5%. No, you're 25%.
That percentage changes all the time.
Yeah, it's up and down like in crypto.
Just blow me a kiss. You're fine.
He's a proper agent if it goes up and down. That's the whole point. Like, you don't realize how much he's taking off the top.
We could do that. Yeah, duplicate. And don't send it on eBay, people, as well. We might sign stuff. We don't send it on eBay.
You can imagine. Who do you want this to be made out to? eBay, please.
Dear user.
Greg would go on eBay and buy them all out just so they were more exclusive.
That's it. It's the market. It's how you control the market. It's called capitalism, Thomas. Get used to it. Come on. It's like Monkey Kid sets. I tell you what, though, talking of Monkey Kid sets, and sorry, Darren, I'm keeping you here. I will say this: the new Wave 3 or 4, whatever anyone wants to call it, they do look good. Sandy's mech, I do like. And I tell you what I do like is this Iron Man mech that's not the new What If one. That's all right.
Good. I was going to say. That one looks like he's wearing a diaper. I hate that.
It looks like a Monkey Kid set. It looks like a Monkey Kid set. But I do like the silver one, the old one, the Mark III one.
The Ironmonger. Yeah, the Ironmonger. Cool.
Yeah, I want to get that one. Might build that one. Might get that next week and build it on a backlog. That thing's triggering people's side. We buy a new set and we build it on the day it comes out, and people say, "Oh, can you call that a backlog?"
I know, yeah. And then the numbers fly up, and it's brilliant.
I know, it's fantastic. Anyway, that's me for the next week, folks. And hopefully next week there might be a vlog out. Week 2 of the cabin. I just got started. I tell you what I will say about doing a vlog. A daily vlog on a cabin takes up an absolute monumental, gargantuan amount of data.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that. Otherwise, thanks Tech for talking me into doing a vlog. It takes me ages, so thanks for that. I really appreciate it. I've got no free time there.
I can just, I think I figured out why the builders are ahead of schedule as well. Because every time they see Greg going, "Oh, it's your man with the camera again! Quick!" I mean, just hurry up.
I filmed them. I filmed everything. I filmed absolutely everything they've done. Even I had the Sparky yesterday saying to me, "You see, I don't really normally put anything online." I said, "Don't worry." I said, "Look, if it sees you, it means you'll be standing still for too long. You're not working hard enough." And he was like, "All right, fair enough." And Sparkies, they are a funny old breed, electricians, aren't they? They don't like getting dirty. They're a funny old lot. They really are.
Yeah.
But there we go. He's a nice enough chap. He's a good lad. But anyway, what's coming up from you then, Solo Brick Builder? Is you're off next as well?
Live stream, Speed Champion reviews. I got those 3 single pack ones, and I need one more Speed Champion set. So I have got to go to a Lego store. We were talking about it on Tuesday. pissed me off that has, because the full GT ones only seems to be available in the Lego store at the moment. So annoying. So yeah, I'm going down to Watford to go pick that one up. That's it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was going to say, it's just that is the Ford one, is the one I actually do fancy getting.
Yeah, I need that one, and then I've got all the Speed Champions to my name now, and I just got to build the twin pack ones, and then that's that. I promise that the single pack review ones is not a ranting review. I promise that one. Sort of.
Anybody in the chat, if you're going in the Watford area for the Lego store, Solo Brick Builder will be there, and he will also be charging £5 for a photo and £2.50 to autograph your forehead.
50 quid anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
50% off his OnlyFans day only as well.
Yeah. So Abby's going to be in Watford tomorrow to meet Solo. That's brilliant. Okay, so Solo and Greg, listen, thanks for being on as usual. You've been a blast, and I'll see you all tomorrow on the
London Calling.
London Calling. Dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, see you later.
71 tomorrow. 71.
Anyway. Wow, you're
Get
so
over
great,
it.
Greg.
Okay, see you later, Greg. Bye, Darren. So yeah, so that was pretty good. Two nutcases, and don't forget, if you want to see more of those two, don't forget to check out the link in the description below for both of them, and subscribe if you're new, and if you're not new, hit the like button and put some comments in, and Greg might show you his legs again. So yeah, it's just the three of us. Brickscene may pop in. My leg is stuck. Hang on a sec. That was nearly a bad one. Nearly fell over as well. So Brickscene might pop in. He's busy and stuff in the morning where he is. So there you go. How long did that take? It took about 15 minutes for Greg to say goodbye that time. So next time I might get Darren to go first.
Yeah, poor Darren. It goes past his bedtime with the how long it takes.
Well, in fairness, he does go to bed at 11, but because he knows that Greg's going to take half hour, he says that's enough then.
It's what you do with your mates when you do the late. You're always telling them half an hour earlier than all your other mates. It's just one of those.
Yeah, I don't know if like Glenn is going. If you're going, see you later. If you're saying goodbye to the lads, that's fine. But yeah, no, I think next week what I'll do is I'll start the stream by saying goodbye to Greg. Oh God, he's still there. Sorry, Greg. Oh, only joking.
And he's still calling you a horrid person in the chat as well.
So rude.
Tech, you horrid person. So come here, Tech. You got that working? Give us a look.
I did, yeah.
What's that noise?
That ringing noise is horrible. But yeah, the wheels move, and I mean, I can't put too much speed on it because otherwise it will.
Is the sound coming from the phone or is it coming from the motor?
No, from the motor.
Is that not a bad sign?
I don't know. Does this happen, people? Someone that's got the set?
It sounds like one of those vans reversing.
I'm just glad that the wheels can move. And yeah, I'm just surprised.
To be fair, if I built that and it was Technic, you'd only have like two wheels. One would fall off as soon as it turned. The windshield would fall out.
I'm just impressed that. Oops.
Oh my God, Brickspace Pass says the powered up box makes that noise. You mean I've two trains that sound like some banshee?
No. So the one you've got is different side. You've got the new one, haven't you? The powered up the hub.
The train motor doesn't make that noise.
No. The train's a specialist motor that it has on it with train wheels. I've got the trains. They work great. Don't worry about it. The train
ones are so good.
Yeah.
Mark says, God, if it sounds like that, I'm out. That's crazy. There's no way a Lego set that's expensive should sound like that.
It's horrible, isn't it?
What the hell? I can't believe that. Darren says it sounds a bit boogy. Sir Bricks, I think he's puking. He said that sounds awful. Yeah.
I drive into a wall in a bit, and now I'm sure I'll soon sort it.
Yeah, fix it. Just slap it about a bit. I'm sure it'll fix it.
Just launch it.
That's great. How much was that?
I mean, it retails for 125, but I got it for something stupid like 40 something, I think.
Yeah, it's been on some good deals, that set has.
Yeah, because no one wants it.
Now we know why.
Yeah.
Because it makes that noise, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh god, you should get one of the the Banshee minifigure and put it in there, and then there's an excuse. We have a new person to the stream. We have Richard from Brickscene.
Oh,
Good
no.
morning.
Hey, is
Oh,
Sweaty Moot-
frozen.
Is he frozen or?
No,
Oh, there
I
you
was
go.
frozen there for a second. Oh, how's it going?
Oh, you're grand. It's cool. We're all good, thank you. Well, I am.
I was just
Is
waiting
it
for
hot,
those other
Richard?
guys to leave before I came in. Thank God.
Is it hot there, Richard? You got them sweaty moves on again.
I've got the jumper on. But see, as you can see, we're crisp enough that you can see it's bulls today. Keep me around long enough, you never know what might happen.
I know. So come here, when we start on a Friday or a Thursday, what do you be doing? Do you be getting up and getting ready and getting the kids ready, or are you working, or what do you be doing?
All of the above. So, yeah, my partner leaves to go to work at like 7 in the morning. So I take the kids to school and then come back here and get into some work, make some phone calls, try and find some people. That's it, really.
And, how is your Bricklink store going?
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not full of parts, It's not. I haven't got hundreds of thousands of pieces of Lego in there, so it's never going to be a busy business at the moment. I do have more to part out into it, to be honest, but it's ticking along, man. It's paying for the Lego. That's the main thing, So
that's what you want.
I'm self-sufficient. I'm self-sufficient to a degree.
Really,
Chris? Yeah, laugh it up, mate. Laugh it up.
Yeah. I'm Rich's biggest buyer.
So it's it's going all right.
So anyone who is in the stream watching, this is Richard. He is Brickscene, and I decided I needed more mods because yesterday there was some mad stuff going on, and I realized most of the mods were on the panel. So I made you a mod, and I made someone else a mod earlier on. Oh, Tricky Bricks Flynn. So because yesterday was just hilarious. Was it? Yes, it was Wednesday Tech, wasn't it? We had
Tuesday night, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, and then I think we had a revisit tonight, which didn't last long. But Wednesday.
Well, you had
Is that the
someone,
guy
you had
that
someone
likes Michael
dodgy, did you?
Jackson?
No, it was a very famous website that deals in.
Oh yes, I did see that.
We won't say the
I
words.
sort of got to it.
Yeah.
I like being a mod because then
mods.
I like being a mod because then you can go back and look at all the dodgy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
comments and
I'm the
delete it.
same. I'm the same. I always go, ooh, I wonder why that one's been deleted. Ooh,
Yeah.
The best to do it on is a Hive stream. So the
Yes.
next day, go to the Hive stream and you see the mad crazies come out on his.
Oh, and Ryan's.
And
I'm a
Ryan's.
mod on, I
Ryan's
think you
the
are
best,
as well.
yeah.
Mod on Ryan's, and some of the stuff that you have to be so quick in that chat
Mhm.
to delete stuff, man. It's otherwise it's ticked away.
And there's stuff that we'd miss and he'd spot. And you're like,
Exactly.
what
Yeah.
happened?
Eagle eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting
So-
thing.
As I was saying, talk about you and your channel. You found a lot of stuff, new sets early. What was your favorite?
Out of which stuff?
Anything
It's
you
the Star Wars stuff.
No. From Marvel or from Harry Potter or.
Don't say you've got that Star Wars stuff early.
No, I haven't.
You're just
But I
playing
will
with
be.
me, aren't you?
I will
Rich?
be.
You're just
I will be. As soon as the shipment comes in, I'll be getting my hands on it.
Yeah.
how
And
early
it's
is
a
that going to
worldwide
be?
release, so that means it's not going to be at the Lego store first.
Can you
It
send
means it will come
me, please?
in- by the time it gets to you, man,
Yeah,
it'll be.
Well,
you know.
what day is it? I'll see if I can get a plane ticket. I'll just sit outside your house with my camera.
Are we in amber country or a green country according to your?
I
traffic
don't know.
system?
We're like taking them out of the system at the moment. We're like removing.
I saw Portugal got taken out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mad.
But look, my favorite out of the stuff that I bought is definitely these. Well, I didn't buy them; I got given them. But
You got given those.
yeah, you guys know that I've got a. What? You didn't watch my live stream?
Yeah, I didn't watch the one with your son with those ones. No, I watched the other one. You did the castle one.
Yeah, and same guys gave me that. So it's Toyco.
Oh,
my
wow.
yeah, they gave me some stuff to make content with, and
Brilliant.
That was awesome.
so yeah, I got these. I got the castle, and I got forks.
They're great. Those minifig. If I was into Harry Potter, I would 100% get those figures.
Do you know, I got them as more of a let's see what they're all about, rather than I couldn't really
an
care
interesting
much about
build.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter, but it's more
I
of like
definitely think that coat's been made for Vader as well.
yeah,
They're
definitely.
not going to do it.
Or in a different
They
color
will.
for Obi-Wan, or
Yeah,
you know,
they will do a Vader. They'll do a
They're not
Vader.
going to do it later.
you should see how
I
many
want them to
messages I've had. I've had so many private messages from just random people asking me to take photos of the instructions so they can go and make their own. Oh, I'm just seeing you've done a review on the maxi figs. Of course, it's tapered off now that M&R's done a review on them. But yeah, the first couple of days I was getting, maybe had 10 people at least ask me for the instructions.
Wow.
Yeah. One that I know, and I was happy to pass them on, but the others just complete randoms. Yeah.
They'll be on.
You have that.
They'll be on Lego by now, wouldn't they?
That's true.
I
Yeah.
think they take a good
I've had that a
couple
lot
of
when I've done like a Brick Vault review of like one of them mocks. Though people be like, "Oh, I've got this other one. I'll trade you," and it's like, no, they're creators. Like, just pay 10 quid for the instructions.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, you're the kind of guys that yeah, exactly. That's not on really. I mean, I don't mind if one of you guys gave me a shout and said, "Hey, look, I'm pretty keen to sort of design something myself." I was like, "Okay, look, I'll take pictures of the bits that you need." But I mean, I was being asked to take photos of every page of the instructions.
Wow.
I was just like,
Wasn't there somebody, I can't remember who it was, was a YouTuber, and I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he showed each of the instructions. I think allegedly it was Brick Vault, and there was
that was the Naboo Starfighter, and what he was doing is he was doing a review on it, but basically his review was about how bad it was, and he showed off the instructions, and that's a no really, because they're paid for, so
yeah.
Hey, cheers Fulham for bricks, appreciate it.
In fairness to that guy, he was highlighting every problem with that set, because he didn't actually show every. I don't think he necessarily meant it with like malice, but he was.
No, I don't think so either, and he apologized. He apologized straight away as well. He put out another video apologizing. He removed everything, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but it's a fine line, isn't it? Where does your review stop and showing off too much? To hurt the creator.
I saw you earlier, Bricks, and you were the first one with like one of the Star Wars news out today, and I held back till like 3 o'clock because I wasn't sure if you were allowed to show it or, it came up from a magazine, so it should have been fine.
Here's the rules on LAN. Yeah, the rules on LAN are: if somebody else has put it out and it's out there, you can report on it if you source where you got it from.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So basically, if you cannot be the source of the leak. And that's who they're going to go after.
That's pretty much what I did, because it was on Brickset, and I was like, right, well,
I usually wait for Brickset too.
I was literally streaming Brickset's webpage. That's what I was doing. I was like, and here's Brickset. And
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, Brickset are in the LAN as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, as well, if you saw Richard doing it, go for it as well, because Richard, you represent your lug group in the LAN. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, in a different capacity, though, of course. So I've got.
To me, it's more just copyright striking is what I care about. I don't really care about.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm worried about as well. But I can. But look, by the time I'd put the video out, Mythic Bricks had already put a video out.
Yeah, Ash should put it out pretty soon as well.
And what? Sorry.
Ash should put it out quite soon.
Ash got in there about an hour after me. I was keeping an eye on it, and then as soon as Ash and then Just Too Good put one out, my views just went.
It's the worst, isn't it? It's so crap when that happens, because
I did the review on these and they got off to a really slow start, and I was like, okay, whatever, and then they started picking up pace, and sort of yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, in the evening, I went to bed going, oh sweet, these are doing quite well, up over the 1,000 or whatever. And then
it is weird though.
Review at 7 in the morning, and I just saw my views go flatline.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens. Like my one was the same with the Infinity Gauntlet. It didn't do very well, and then all of a sudden it took off. But a lot of the comments seem to be from people that weren't into Lego, and I think it's because other toy companies have come out with the Gauntlet at the same time at the moment. So like going, oh, this doesn't look as good as the Hot Toys one and stuff. Is that what? It's not really meant to, but it's weird. I guess recommended out to people.
Well, I think
So-
as well, people probably weren't actually looking for the reviews on it 4 or 5 days before
Before
the
it
set
came out.
dropped. So, you know, they're getting excited around June 1st and go, oh, shit, I'm thinking about buying some of these sets now that they're coming out. Tappity tap tap, look for some reviews. I think that's what's probably happened.
Yeah.
And my stats seem to suggest that anyway. I haven't done anything with a castle yet, but I've got time on that one because the Yanks don't
You
get
didn't
it for
seem
another
too
couple of months.
pleased with that set when you were building it. You're like,
The
it's a lot
castle?
smaller than you thought. Yeah.
It's pretty small, man. I reckon footprint-wise, it's smaller than that old one that I'm going to compare it to.
Wow.
So footprint-wise, it's definitely more pieces and definitely taller and, you know, more complex, of course. But I think the footprint is going to be smaller.
Interesting.
So, it looks big on the box,
yeah.
man. The way they've got it with just the sides angled out slightly to make it look kind of fat, you know. But if
You know how that happens, though. You get certain angles of pictures, you can make things look big, you know.
just
Oh, I
chuck a
know
black
that.
T-shirt on it and it looks fine, eh?
You're talking to the pro there, Paul.
I don't want to have to edit this afterwards, so shut up. Say hi to Trevor. Hi, Trevor Baker. How's it going?
Hey, Trevor.
And Subrick says hi as well. And let's try and change the subject as quickly as we can. I don't know. This is a link I'm going to be sending to somebody to entice them onto a future thing. So let's keep it nice and clean. That's why I haven't said anything mad like I normally do. But so yeah. So
how long are you streaming for, by the way, Si?
we're gonna actually finish up. I wanted Richard to be on and get some brick scene stuff out and into the chat and everything. So maybe another 10-ish minutes with quarter past.
That's cool. It's more the fact that I didn't know whether I was going to make another coffee or not. But if we're only going to be 10 minutes.
Oh Jesus! Grab a coffee. Yeah, why not?
It's decaf. It's not caffeinated.
I was going to say, you're a brave man.
Get your butler to do it, Chris.
11 o'clock.
She's in bed, mate. I mean,
I wasn't talking about the missus. God's sakes.
I mean, what?
Oh, help me.
You can, Trevor. You can see them.
Do you want to tell?
You know
people-
what? I went to switch the camera, and I'm like, dang, I'm wearing that jumper. This is not going to end well.
So the story is, Brixing was streaming one day wearing this top, and all of a sudden the chat kept they thought he was sweating, and he was like, "What's going on?" But the top isn't a sweat top. It's just 2 shades of grey, isn't it? Yeah, there
Bulls.
you
I
go.
promise it's bulls.
And that's with a BULLS. I know it sounds like
It's not my accent. It's not my accent.
but it is a nice top. I do like it.
I do like it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
why I like to wear it, but I don't like to wear it on live streams.
So let's talk a little bit more about your channel, Richard, because it's good to get you on, and we've a good few people here now at the moment, and your channel is growing. It's doing really well. Like
slow. It's pretty slow.
Why do you think? Do you think that's because you're in New Zealand, hanging out with people from the UK and America and Ireland, or?
No, I think it's completely down to my inconsistency.
Do you think so?
That's what I put it down to. Is some weeks you'll see I'll upload 2 or 3 videos, and then I'll go 2 weeks without uploading a video. Or look, I'm going to be honest. I suffer pretty bad from anxiety, so some days I just simply can't do it, and some weeks I simply can't do it. So I get a bout of motivation like I've had this week, and even last night. You know, last night because it was 8:30 in the evening when I saw that Instagram post come up about the new Star Wars stuff, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, right, I'm feeling motivated, so boom, straight into it. You know, made a video, had it edited within an hour, and straight up. You know, it was obviously a very quick thing, an easy thing to do. You know, but some weeks I struggle with a mental block, you know, of getting into it and getting started, and once I start, I'm absolutely fine.
There's some exciting stuff with Rich coming out anyway. Isn't there, Rich?
There is absolutely some exciting stuff.
It's going to be tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but this is exactly it, Chris. Is that push and that committing to something helps, you know. And if I've got something to come, like if I'm sitting here and going, right, I need to come up with some ideas for some videos, I struggle. I've got plenty of stuff around me I could make videos on. Heck, I could make videos on the city all day long. I could do reviews on old sets. I could do news on new stuff. I could do rumors. I could do all that. but I have a real mental block sometimes, and it's just
it was like me today, like with the Star Wars one. I could have done that straight away, but I was like, oh, I might not get many views because someone else would do it, and I won't get
exactly
views.
the same. Yeah.
And then I ended up doing it anyway, and it's like I just wasted 3 hours of just debating whether I should do it or not.
Honestly, the best thing to do, I think, when you're going through those sort of positions is do a collab with someone. Like the motivation that I had for the day, like even up to the day before I met Greg to go to the Lego. So I know like it's taken a month to come out, but there were some other videos that I wanted to do and release before that. But like the motivation I've had since I've met up with Greg and we like filmed a load of stuff and we had a load of fun, like it just completely reignited a flame, and it was so good. And now like I've got a few videos that I'm trying. I could go and release like 3 or 4 videos, but then I know if I get in a couple of weeks, I get back in a lull, I still want to try have something to upload. So I'm like trying to hold back and just try to do two a week if I can, and just like slowly release them rather than like, because I don't do new stuff, I don't do reviews, so it's not about like getting it out really quickly. So
but the thing is with a review, like I mean, it is a case that if you want to do a review or you want to do some news, you have to be on the button.
Yeah, you do.
And that's why I haven't based my channel around it. And
it's also, if you look at a lot of Lego stuff like that, you're literally chasing the views instead of actually creating evergreen content.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's not one of my
most successful videos. Yeah, one of my most successful videos I've ever done on the channel is one of my oldest ones, which was starting a Lego city. Like, because it's one that people will often search for. And they might find it, instead of the Ecto one that I built that cost me 200 quid that I did last November. Who's going to want to look at that now? They've seen it, it's old news.
I mean, if I get a set, because like I've always said, the time zone and where I am means that I can get my hands on a set 24 hours. If it's a worldwide release, I can get my hands on a set 24 hours before the Americans, and at least 12, 15 hours before you guys. So if I can get something, get it home and start building it, then it's worthwhile doing for me, because some of the live streams that I've done on things like the Jan 1st when I got the botanical stuff, that particular live stream for me did all right, because no one else had it at that point. Same with the Ecto one I did last time, last year. I got that the day of release. I came home, I started streaming, I did 5.5 hours, and that live stream did well. But funnily enough, the one of my
I completely agree, Trevor. I just saw Trevor. Rich is one of the best Lego reviewers on YouTube. I've told him that time and time again, and he doesn't listen to me. There you go.
Thanks, Trevor. I appreciate
I'm not the only one, man.
Appreciate that, and I appreciate you being my first ever member too. That means a lot, man. That really does.
I tried to be a member, and I ended up unsubscribing.
The notification came through. Working has subscribed to your channel. I
was like trying to subscribe. I couldn't find your members anywhere, but then you said it was in your description and I managed to go on it. But yeah, it didn't come up on it didn't pop up at all. No, not at all. That's why I tried to I thought, unsubscribe and then see if it comes up. No, just was.
Were you doing it on your phone?
I was watching Brixton in the morning. We were on TV, and then I was watching you do the castle, and then I went onto the phone, and then we were walking the dog, and I had my headphones in, and I was watching. And I only knew because I didn't know Brixton had members. But then there was some people that come in the channel and they had a little like Star Wars number next to it. And I was like, oh, he must have members now. So I tried to be a member and it just, wasn't working. So I clicked, just messed around, clicked subscribe and then subscribe again. And then Rick's about 30 seconds later, Rich is like, Chris has only just subscribed. Thinking that I'd only just subbed to him.
Oh, Mark, I appreciate that, man. You shouldn't say that here.
I think that they're good.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
Comments in the chat because, you look at these people, we look at these names all the time and they do good stuff and this, everything else. But isn't it, I think it's pretty cool that, they found you guys, and from there, I know you won't like hearing it, but you influence them into where they've gone in the direction of their Lego adventure. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I
mean, that's a pat in the back, I think.
But look, I mean, I set this channel up to basically focus on the New Zealand community, right? I really did. I set it up so that I could go to shows and I could do stuff here and work with people here and all that sort of stuff. But I found out very, very quickly the tall poppy syndrome that we've got down here in New Zealand, and you just don't get the support. You know, I'll share stuff on an international page or something like that, and it'll get shared, it'll get commented on and stuff. You share it on a local Facebook page here, people just scroll past it, you know. So I was like, you just don't feel the love down here. And another guy that does stuff down here, he'll say exactly the same thing as well.
Wow.
I'm not saying that we don't get support. We definitely do get support from some people. But as soon as I opened up to the international community and started working with you guys and you know, basically associating myself and getting involved in chats and all that, my subscribers went up. It's not gone crazy, but
more memberships.
I was like, you know what? I was always going to like congratulate him. I want to say well done, because he shows up to mockumentary on every channel without fail. So to do that without subscribing is quite
I completely agree, Rich. Like I found, well, actually, to be fair, the UK does have quite a big Lego community, and I found a lot of great people through my memberships and through people. Like I think this is what Rich was saying earlier. Sorry, Flynn was saying earlier, where he was like saying he notices the same people, like you were saying, Tech, where Monarch's in your chat all the time and stuff, and it's really cool to see that. Like I said, Craigster and things, he's always messaging me, even if it's to show me minifigures that he has that I can't afford. But it's just really cool to have like these people. And actually, I've and it's like, because I tried to do a lug, for instance, not just be in one. I mean, and I find it really hard to understand it. I really do. But then I've had people that know about it and have helped me. Like I know you, Rich, are in it again. Like Craigster's in it as well. And you know, you get more understanding of what it is and what you can do in them. But I was really, See that, mate? Yeah, I was really confused with a lot of that stuff, but I think that's where the community comes together, and you get.
That's what I'm talking about, Abby. Yeah, Dan, he's a good friend of mine. We both struggle down here, you know, with the local community. I mean, it's a small community compared to, you know, a lot of the other people in the world, but hanging out with content creators gives you the motivation as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it pushes you to be a little bit better. I mean, all my old videos, I was only pushing myself. In the sense against myself and trying to make my own videos. But when you look around and sort of seeing what other people are doing and trends, if you like, and things like that as well, it really helps. And I think that's what started pushing my channel forward a little bit. Okay, it's not done that, but it's going in the right direction, which is the main thing, you know.
I think also there's sometimes you've got to do it, like you've got to do your pace as well. Like you're saying, if you suffer from anxiety, that's fine. You don't want to like give yourself health issues by doing YouTube. At the end of the day, it's YouTube.
It's not worth it. No,
it's not worth it. It's really not worth it.
Knights of Glen is Irish, and I don't know if anyone. He has a really good YouTube channel. He does vlogs, and he does some reviews and stuff like that, and he does them at his own pace. He's got a family, etc. And I'm just going to say to him, you know, it's myself and yourself, and you were the only two Irish people I see constantly on any of the streams and everything else, and I think you should try and start streaming or come on with us. You know, I think myself and Greg would love to have you on, definitely. But he's good at what he does. Like he really is good, and that's my opinion. I think he's good, not just because he's Irish, but and he's a nice guy as well. And I know Will has been trying to get him to do stuff as well. So get yourself more active and stream with us, because I think you'd be an asset to the community, especially the fact that I only know myself, him, and Matt about Lego. The only three Irish Lego.
There's the Lego Leprechaun guy. He is amazing. Have you not heard of him?
Is he Irish? Irish?
Well, I don't know. Well, I think he is. He is Irish. He has an Irish accent.
Yeah.
He has one of the best cities ever. So I don't know if you've seen. He's bigger on Instagram. Well, I know. As in, I don't know if he's living in Ireland.
He puts it on for the videos.
No. I meant. I don't know if he's living in Ireland, but he's
cultural appropriation.
Like Rich, for instance, is Scottish, but he lives in New Zealand. Is what I mean. I don't know if he's. But no, he's very strong Irish accent. But I don't know. You probably saw this Instagram post going around a couple of months ago, where it was the bookshop. The building, but they were all different colors.
Right.
It was the bungalow next to it. That's Lego Leprechaun.
Yes.
He makes that city. Yeah, he is. It's a fantastic city. He has like a Gotham City, and he's got this massive back. He doesn't tend to do videos that often, but it's a really cool city. He's bigger on Instagram, I think, but he's good. He's good.
Yeah, like saying though, the pace is something that you can be the difference in growing your channel. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, yes, we all do it because we love doing it, and that should be the priority. And if you can't do a video for 2 weeks, then so be it. You know, that's fine. But if you want to see the channel grow and you want to sort of do more and do more in this space, you do have to be consistent. And I think that's probably more, consistency is probably better than anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would even say sometimes it's I'm not going to say it's better than the quality, because of course it's not, but at the same time you see some really questionable YouTubers do quite well purely because they're banging them out every day.
Well, yeah, if you bang out a video, it's literally a scattergun approach, isn't it? If you're a search term, it doesn't matter if you're 1 in a million. If eventually you do one a day, it's like a lottery ticket. You buy 10 lottery tickets, you've got a higher statistical chance than somebody buys one. Doesn't mean the person that has one isn't going to win, but the person that's got 10 has a higher chance. It's just the way.
See, I had I think I said it in one of my videos. I had a bit of a health scare around Christmas, and since then it's been really hard to sort of do consistent. You know, I just didn't feel like it after that. You know, and it really put me off over summer as well. It's pretty hot here, but I really feel in the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks that I'm starting to feel it again. You know, starting to feel that push again, and I think it does come in waves. You know, I know you've said before, Chris, that you're getting pretty tired about things and stuff like that. You know? I'm sure everybody has, you know, but
I suffer from anxiety, and more than anything, which a lot of people don't realize, I suffer quite badly from depression. So like that's the thing. Sometimes you just have a day where you really just don't want to do anything, and it's just it doesn't help. I think YouTube is a bit of a drug to that as well, because you look at something and you go, oh, my last 10 videos haven't done as well as that one I did, and it can niggle at you, but you just got to remember why you're doing it, which is just to have fun and to hang out with people. That's the whole, you know.
How did your Winnie the Pooh store vlog do, Rich? Yeah, that one did all right, actually. That was probably, you know, because that was one of the first vlog things that I did, and that video, I mean, for me, you know, that thing did all right, you know. Oh, Brickstage, I'll be keen to talk. Yeah, no, all good. But yeah,
consistency is key. Like, you can do 3 videos a week, you can do a video a week, you can do a video a month, like whatever it is, and that's kind of what, like I was saying, there's times where I could have done like 3 or 4 videos a week, and then there's times where I won't do any for like 4 weeks, and so I'm trying to like balance that of like spacing them out a bit. And
my mission's always been just to get at least 1 video out a week, which tends to be 3 videos a week. But if I know no matter what, as long as I get 1 out a week, it doesn't matter. But like you're saying, like Generic Stud, for instance, he only does 1 video a week. Yeah, his videos now are hitting like 100K a video. Like,
does he do it at the same time on the same day every week? No, I've often wondered if the time matters.
He does tend to. It's usually when I'm streaming.
Then he just put a video out.
I just know, because when I finish my stream, I always then check YouTube and his video's gone out. But he did do it last week, was a day after Generic Stud. Jack?
Oh, Generic Stud, yeah.
But he only does 1 a week. But you know, his are amazing. They've done amazingly well. Like, he's hitting views that I haven't seen anyone else hit in the Lego community.
He's doing amazing, yeah.
No, he's doing all right, man. He's doing all right. Yeah. But like, just going on from what Abby the Brick Squirrel was saying there, was saying there, like, finding when I started this, I never knew that this, you know, been able to hang out with someone from Ireland, a couple of guys from the UK, the States or whatever, in a setting like this, where I'm talking with people that I would consider friends now, because we see them in lots of different chats, you know, see them in my own streams, I see them in everyone's streams. So you kind of get to know people, you know, and honestly, I don't think I've met as many people that I enjoy hanging out with as I have in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because of platforms like this.
I think this is the beauty of the internet in a lot of ways, though, because like when we went to school back in my day, when I went to school, but you tend to join people that, you know, you've always had. I've still got some close friends at school now, but you don't tend to share as many of the same hobbies, because they're just people that you kind of thrown with. Whereas with the internet, you know, I never knew other people liked Lego. I've been collecting Lego since I was about 25, and I never knew anyone. I felt a little bit like weird when someone said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Oh, can I have an X-wing, or just give me money, it's fine, and I'll
Yeah.
go buy it. Do you know what I mean? And whereas now it's like my mom will say, "What do you want for your birthday?" I'm like, "Oh, can I have a UCS Sandcrawler?" Or like.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore
Next
because you
level.
feel, it's like, how much is that? What?
Because
Mum,
he
look at
knows
this
how much it is.
£500
That's the thing. He
minifigure.
knows how much it is. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, I when I started collecting Lego again, you know, what would have been late 2017. I didn't even know that there was an online community. I had zero concept.
Well, I didn't when I started.
When I had zero concept there was a Lego community online, and there was full of adults.
Yeah.
In the space, not full, but
So the first time we ever streamed was like on normal YouTube, as in you go through YouTube to click stream. There was nothing like any support things, and me and Steph were just streaming, building like modulars, sounding like we were underwater because we were using a laptop microphone. We had no idea that other people were doing it. We just thought, well, we're building it anyway. Let's have a look. And you'd have like 5 people, and I think it was Greg actually. I think Greg was in one going, "Oh, I've seen you're a UK guy. Do you fancy coming on like this London calling thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, sounds all right." Never even, I didn't even know anyone even existed. And I was about 6 months into being into Lego online, and I didn't even know there was a community. So it's weird, isn't it, how you find stuff?
Bricks with Justin's got a couple of interesting questions. You know what I've noticed with videos, it depends on what I'm doing. Like if let's say my videos are going along at a certain sort of rate, and they are fairly consistent, you know, how many views I'm getting per hour or whatever. But if I put out a short and the short does fairly well, let's say it gets a couple of thousand views, I notice a vacuum after it. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but I noticed that my views will drop right down to way below before that short comes out. You know, when because a short always has just a shelf life.
Yeah.
You know, so it goes up and it sort of tends to drop. Yeah, that's what I found. So I'm just this guy's Bricks with Justin was just saying that he's had a couple of videos that have really dropped, and that's where I find that they drop is that if
I think that's because YouTube if you're doing short content, you need to be doing a lot of it. So I don't think they're not. You can do one short and it might take off, like you said, but if it goes flat, if you don't have the next one for them ready to push, then I don't think they'll favor you at all.
I experimented with the shorts. Well, I did like 2, and I just didn't bother after that. They both they did pretty well, like 20,000 views, sort of thing. But I just didn't feel. I was just feeling like, why am I doing these? I wasn't having any fun with them, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do them. It just wasn't the format That's why I don't do TikToks. I'm terrible at it. So it just wasn't something that interested me as a video source. But I think the last one I did was actually with my dog, because I tried to record an entire review with him and it was not working. So it's like, I'll just do it as a short.
Do a short.
Yeah.
He's
Well, I've
doing
got at least a
the,
minute worth of decent footage.
Well, with TikTok, I mean, I when I first heard of TikTok, it was obviously through my daughter, and I thought to myself, "What's this?" And I looked. The first time I looked at TikTok, it was just it didn't know me. It didn't know who I was. So I had loads of teenage girls dancing around in short skirts. I had joyriders from Dublin for some reason, and then there was some cool ones. Like there's a guy called Jesse. I can never remember his surname, but he does this thing where he asks questions. So he runs into the room with his phone, and he just basically will say to. They're these kind of make you thinking things. So like one of them is if a mind reader reads another mind reader's mind, whose mind are they reading? You know, these kind of they makes you stop and think. God, yeah. And then like life is just basically one. For some people, it's a trip from one hospital room to another, and you're kind of going, "Oh my God!" But I think that's cool. He does it better, and that's why he's got like thousands of followers. But there's another guy. I don't know what country he's in. He's an African man, but he's brilliant. So he gets
the guy that does the.
Yeah, he's amazing.
You
get this bloody TikToker, and they have a mug, and their charging cable is through the handle, and they're like, and they can't get it through. Oh my God! So what? They get a hammer and smash it. So you get this guy, and he watches the video, and he goes like this, and he just unplugs it from the bloody phone, takes it through, and he's like, you know, basically
he does it for heaps of things, like heaps of like apparent life hacks, you know.
Yeah.
And he basically pulls them out and goes and like shows the easier way to do it, and just goes, He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything, does he? And
No,
he's
and
killing.
I-
But let me just tell you something about TikTok's algorithm. It doesn't matter how much you swipe on, scroll on from it, you will always get the girls in short skirts doing shuffle dancing, regardless, because that's what they want to push, man. So I always scroll past them, but still they keep coming. You know,
the best ones are I'm a sucker for these ones. The dogs and the cats. I just love watching those ones.
Steph just has an entire Instagram dedicated to all the dogs and cats she follows. But the thing is that she like shows it to me as if I have a vague interest. But then I kind of think, well, you know what? She does that to me, and I do the same thing with Lego to her. So, but she knows the dogs like by name. Like,
does she know? There's a French bulldog called Ollie is handsome. Right, so Ollie is a French bulldog, and he is actually the French bulldog from the collectible minifigure series. How do I know that? Because I talk to Matthew Ashton now and then, and that's his friend's dog.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's so you know, I don't know if you guys have seen. There's a Netflix film called Mitchell's versus the Machines. It's an animated show.
It is brilliant.
Well,
it is brilliant.
You know the pug in that.
Yes.
You know he's voiced by Doug the Pug. The dog is voiced by Doug the Pug, who is a YouTube pug. Like they actually paid a professional pug to do the voice of the pug. It's like, why is it animation?
We'll talk, Brixton. We'll talk. I'll message you.
That's crazy. But like if you do get to, I know you've looked Brixton, but so I got looking at TikTok, and I got into it, and I made a few, and the very apparently your first one usually does really well. So it was the famous Mario one, so that went over 100,000 views on TikTok. And now my daughter has a TikTok account as well, and she is gaining about 150 to 200 a day, and thousands of because she's consistent and she's putting stuff up. Brixie is he has them up now. When I saw TikTok first, I thought you have to dance in it and you have to mime and everything, but he's got a really good one, and it's basically you've got 30 seconds. If you get over 1,000 followers, you get to make 3-minute videos. So he's got really good TikToks there, and there's a good few other people. There's Brick and Brad. He's going to be coming on here someday as well, but he's a Lego TikToker, does live streams on TikTok. There's a Lego community there as well, and it's fascinating to know there's Lego is everywhere. It's everywhere.
My biggest problem with TikTok is having to watch videos like this.
I agree. I do agree. Yeah. And I don't understand why.
I have to shoot, guys. I've just received a message that I need to go and call someone ASAP. Part of work. So.
Okay.
I do apologize, guys. I didn't mean to cut you there, Si, but
no, you're fine. You're fine. You're
earning cash money, unfortunately, and it looks like it's a bit of an urgent one, so I better go and do it.
Talk to you soon.
Hey, cheers, guys. I'll talk to you later, Chris. Hey, thanks everyone. I'll take care.
See you later, guys.
Awesome.
Bye. Ty has joined. How's it going, Ty? We're winding it up actually. Yes. So where I will put Brixton's link into the description. And if I forget, Lorraine, will you tell me to? And I think we'll wind it up anyway. So I mean, Tech, do you want to give us a lowdown on what's coming up on the stream on your channel?
Vlog tomorrow, it'll be out at about 5 o'clock, so go watch that. It's the one where I meet Greg for the first time. It was good fun. Like editing that last week was just like so much fun. Like just watching it all back, and you just like reliving it. So it's got me so hyped for this week. And then I can't remember what other videos I've done for next week. We filmed something else that was like a little bit of a bonus to the last London Tech that we did. With the race cars, and that should be coming out Sunday as well. So be on the lookout for that. And then I don't know really what's coming up after that, but just keep an eye out.
We will. I'm excited because I'm dying to see this whole thing, and I really can't wait till this thing eases off a bit, because I need to get over and hang out with you guys, because the last vlog you did in London was just hilarious. Like bonkers. knickers, and I can't wait to get the shorts and the Crocs out and everything. Oh, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. I was actually, my daughter said to me, I was joking one day. We're in one of the shops, and I pointed at some shorts that were luminous kind of green. She said, "No, they're horrible." And then I picked out a nice pair, and she said, "No, shorts aren't your thing." And I was like, "Okay." Luminous white legs. Oh god. Do you want to plug your channel? Tell us everyone what's going on, Chris.
Yes. I don't know what am I doing? What day is it? Thursday. Yeah. So I just did a video on the new Star Wars stuff, just because I can't realize I'm getting more and more into a Star Wars channel, pretty much, because it's just what I'm buying at the moment. So I just do what I like at the moment. But yeah, I've started with the city again, doing the Mills stuff. So hopefully we'll get some of that done this weekend as well. I've got a minifigure update tomorrow, as usual, on a Friday. Stay tuned, because there might be a new channel emerging from something that me and Brixine are working on, which could be quite fun. So yeah, and there's some other cool things I've got in the pipeline, but it's later on in the month. So just, yeah, stay tuned. That's what I'll say.
That's exciting. Can't wait for that. And I do like those minifigure videos. Obviously, being minifigure.
Yeah, Steph doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, basically because she doesn't like how much they cost.
We know why. What's coming up from me? It will be tomorrow, London Calling on Greg's channel. I have 3 videos to come out, which are new sets. Obviously, reviews from my channel don't really go very well, so I'm going to try and approach reviews not as reviews and not call them reviews. I haven't worked it out, but I want to kind of revamp reviews on the channel. I like doing reviews. I like looking at them and talking about them, but we'll figure something else out.
That's quite interesting this side, because I did that this week with the was it this week or last week with the Carnage helmet? Right. But I didn't do it as a review of the Carnage helmet. I just said, like, is Lego getting lazy with the helmets? And it was more of a discussion looking at the other one. So that's a good idea, doing like a different kind of take on it, I think, sometimes.
Yeah,
I think that'll be good.
I watched yours and I liked it, and it's, you know, the guys who do the reviews, they could put a 2x2 on a pillow and just say, this is a great 2x2, and they'll get 20,000 views, and that's because people like what they do and stuff. But
yeah,
you know, I feel that I can't, not that I want to compete, but I can't compete with that. So
yeah,
if you reinvent the review, I think is something that,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So
I'll 100%.
Yeah, so just please bear with me while I go through my change. But yeah, so I'll stop waffling. I'll stop waffling now, and we'll just go home. So on that note, I think Claire the Plastic Architect is still streaming. So do you want to pop her link in there if you can? Go over there and tell everybody over there that we said hello. And we'll just say goodbye to a few people that were here. So we had Abby, we had Abby the Brick Swirl, who was new to the stream. Thank you for coming over, and nice to see you. We had Knights Glen, we had Lorraine, Fox O'Connor, we had Mark, we had Trevor, Sir Bricks, we had bloody loads of people. It's brilliant.
Craigster.
Bricks, Craigster. We have there was Bricks and Mortar. There was Lego Danny Bob, who will be on the channel soon as well. Oh my God, tons and tons of people. We're going to go and we will see you this time. Well, not this time, earlier.
I'm Red Carnage. I just saw him pop in.
Red Carnage, yes, Red Carnage. Rex the Reviewer, and Tech Bruce. Oh, and thank you to the people who were on earlier. Forgot, very important. Aaron was on earlier. Aaron Newman from Lego Masters. We had Flynn from Lego Masters as well. Tricky Bricks. We had Greg from London Bridge Bricks. We had Solo from Solo Brick Builder, and I think that was it, wasn't it, guys? No,
Brixine.
Brixine as well. You can tell it's late. So that link is in there, is it?
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, goodbye everybody, and thank you for watching, and we will talk to you next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. GMT. Bye-bye.
Bye.